Speed Gaming. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Who knows where in the world you are watching this? We've got a great one for you. The rematch of Race 1. The rematch, because the first race was a technical hiccup. And we've got a great one for you tonight. I'm joined by my co-commentator, Karan, in the booth. How are you doing today, mate?
I'm doing quite well. How are you?
Can't complain about a thing, you know?
Yeah, well,
Just
we
excited
are.
for this race tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. It's great. It's always great, of course, to be here with the speed gaming community and the Final Fantasy randomizer community. So it's going to be awesome to have a randomizer co-op tournament race tonight between Team Upstarts. Let's see. Team
Versus
Upstarts.
Team Gilgamesh.
There you go. Thank you. I was struggling on the second name. Sorry.
No worries. From what I can see, it looks, well, I actually have no idea. They all have knights. I don't know who's on the right or who's on the left, but we will figure that out shortly. And I believe you hold the magic, which is the gate, in your hands.
Oh, yes, I do. So let everything swap over here, and we will go ahead and get underway. Of course, this is the second round of the co-op tournament, so we got ourselves some nice spicy flags to entertain all our runners with. You want to explain a few of them while I go ahead and drop the gate?
Absolutely. So in case this is your first time, this is co-op. So what that means is we actually have a server in the background via what's called a Lua script. It's a 2v2 format. So if somebody gets a key item, say Gregory Puff gets a key item, within 14 seconds of him getting a key item, Dangwoo, his partner, will also get the same key item. This adds for interesting type of strategies in that regard. And we've got general shuffle everywhere. In terms of Corneria is vanilla, everywhere else is fair game. We've got blurst, so that means weapons and items will have an either additive or negative property, or they could be vanilla or neutral. And I mean, you know, of course, magic is also shuffled as well. So it's going to be an interesting one. And we've also got a shard hunt, which is the format. So that means both players on a squad need to collect 28 shards independently and then done chaos to basically finish the seed. That's it.
All right, there you go. We have got some exciting action on the way tonight, and it looks like everybody is underway. We have found Temple of Fiends already in Canaria Castle. So, I mean, it's not
in Harm 3 for 9 gold. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all, especially if you've got to go to places like, say, Marsh or Ice Cave. Yeah, Harm 3 can definitely come in handy.
Slow 2. I might pick up that Confuse in case I go against Carrie, because she's susceptible to it, but yeah, Black Magic's leaving a little bit to be desired, to be honest, but you can't complain with the Cure 3 and Harm 3, you know.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect everything, but you'll get your money's worth.
Yep. Well, one thing that does not disappoint is a gold 3, but the price is a little steep.
Right now, it's not going to be something they can grab, but within 30 to 40 minutes of, you know, running the seed, they have more than enough money. They should have more than enough money to be able to.
Right. Yeah, it looks like the best weapon we saw in the shops was probably Saber 4, which obviously the fighter can use, but that's mostly going to be fighter and thief territory, and it looks like, well, we have apparently Demon and DVS decided to both go with fighter double black white, so they've got themselves a very magic-centric party, so I can't imagine they're having too much fun with this right now, at least.
Not right now. So, I mean, when you run that type of party, you're banking on hoping to find an early AoE, because everything's shuffled. Provoker, you might not find Provoker or Elflin for a while. So, yeah. But you found a gold 3, and that's definitely really good armor right now. Or if nothing else, you can sell that for about 20-something K.
Yep. I was going to say, yeah, if nothing else, you get, you've saved 56,000 because you ain't got to spend the money on one. Just really kind of depends on how you want to think about it, I suppose. So
It's one.
Dangwood. Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say Dangwood defeated the bridge boss at 1 hour 50 minutes.
There we go. You never tap harder on the A button in your life than when you buy the brick walls, if I must say.
All right, so we have Grigglypuff going after Garland and having himself a little bit of a time at it. Looks like.
Ooh. We're seeing confused strats, y'all. So shout outs to that. Maybe we'll see some lamp strats as well. We definitely won't, but I mean, you gotta keep the dream alive.
Well, hey, memes are memes.
You gotta keep the dream alive. So right now, what's interesting is Gregory having that. Gregory having the gold bracelet. Potentially, if they find a really good, vendor item that they might need, he could sell that off and then get the vendor key item and then reset because he'll get it back via the server anyway. So that could be a play to keep in mind of in the back if they find an early town with the vendor item.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the more interesting things about these flags is how the items distribute and how they can redistribute upon a reset. So yeah, you can get into you can get the item and then, like you said, it can just sort of come back to you and then you can keep the item or keep the money or however you want to think of it.
The seed actually that they rematched on, there was a floater for about 20 something K, and so they used those strats to basically build up 26K. Each partner got their floater and then reset, so then they could save the money but still keep the floater. So maybe we'll see it again. I doubt it sincerely though, because the last seed was very gracious. This seed is going to be atrocious. I can already call it because commentator's curse is real, and there we go.
Well,
as we
hello.
Can see,
Bridge of Destiny and Provoca. Oh boy.
Yeah, let's have some early War Mech on level 1 and 2.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they can take it. These runners are great.
Absolutely. Cloth ones equipped. We got this.
Oh, sure. Yeah, just do the famous floor strats. I'm sure those will work. Speaking of floor strats, Gregory's white mates just got pushed to the floor.
Ouch. So Demon is making the same play. It looks like Gregory Puff is making, trying to go to Matoya, see what that is.
Yeah. Gregory's having a heck of a time getting through that. The ogre, though.
You would too, with just confused, really.
That's true. Oh, hello, Mirage 2.
There we go. That's something good to see.
Yeah.
Ish.
Well, I mean, apparently if you've got the, I was going to say, if you got the hero run that Demon's got, yeah, it's a good thing to see. My goodness.
And you got out of that encounter? Clutch.
Oh, yeah, he's thinking about it. He was thinking about it for a second, though.
You got to at least drop the harm 3 just in case, right? I always do the same, but you really got to run in that situation. You don't have anything to take care of the perilous.
Yeah. Meanwhile, DBS found Titan's West and Temple of Fiends.
Ooh, so we found a cardio. Oh, Gregory actually managing to get there. So there we go.
Yeah.
So he goes and finds the cardio while we're hopefully going to. Oh, they're guards. Yeah, we're not gonna make it. Unfortunately, we're gonna get KO'd before we get to greater than less than.
No, we've got ourselves a couple of shards popping up on the map from Gregory and Dingwu.
And a cap -2.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say okay, that was in the Earth location. Yeah, cap -2 is that's just insult to injury when it comes to armor.
Absolutely, with the glove -2 to boot. Oof.
Oh god,
he's trying to give me the -2 ensemble. Ooh, but stones. There we go.
4 in a row.
Yeah, y'all gotta get out of here now.
Yeah. Yep.
You pretty much. I mean, if you don't, the thing is, it's good information, and everyone kind of understands that it's a cardio lock as well. So if you don't make it out, it's not the worst in the world, but you definitely want to.
Oh,
so
sure.
You never have to come back here again.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you are able to make it out of here in at this point about 7 minutes, then and you've got probably 6 shards already.
Mm-hmm.
You're you're almost a quarter of the way to where you need to go in 6 minutes.
Good. That's ridiculous. As we are in Melman on Dangwoo's side, I don't know exactly where that was on the map. Ouch, Gregory is going to nope out of that for sure. I did see level 5 Fade. So because he doesn't have a red mage, that's good for him. At least he will be able to pick up Fade.
Yeah. So chat pointing out that was at presumably Titan's East.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla Provoca ended up becoming Ordeals, so...
Things looking spicy right now.
Oh,
All right, you found Bahamut.
Yep. And we also found Marsh.
I would definitely take Marsh.
I'd certainly save up first.
I try. I have cabins.
Yeah.
Just to test it, but I don't begrudge you going. Ooh, volcano.
Yeah. Yeah, and chat mentioning at the same time that DBS was showing us that Warp was also indeed available at level 5, which is a pretty nice thing to have, especially in this.
Yes, it was. It was only like $600. It was only like 600 gold too, so.
Yeah, I mean, very, very worth the money.
Looks like only armor we can bank on is gold 3s, which is fine so far, but even chains are -4.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a great run.
Yeah. Well, if the metal slimes don't destroy him first. Oh no, and they did. Oh.
Yep. You're gonna have to take an L, unfortunately, on that one.
Yep. Meanwhile, Dangwoo is gonna go ahead and chance Ordeals, and Demons walking the bridge already.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and click the button.
Yeah. He's having himself a little bit of a two-step with Warmeg over here. And he finds a
this
fire.
Is interesting.
Huh.
Ooh. Confused strats? I mean, that's going to take forever.
Well. I think he's more just trying to see if he can pull it off. Because if he's somehow able to at this point, Fighter is pretty good experience to have this early on.
Oh, definitely, but I mean, you're not. What is he swinging?
He's swinging a white mage around, apparently.
I mean, exactly. So, yeah, this is the total opposite from the last seed that was rolled, which is pretty good to see. You kind of expected it. You know, everything was handed to him on a silver platter, so they're gonna have to work for some things. It looks like this time. And Robot Chicken at 9 minutes. You've seen it, people, for the first time in your eyes. Before 10 minutes. We've got ourselves a chicken.
All right. So meanwhile, while Demon RHK is getting utterly flattened, Gregley discovered that Titan South, that Marsh South was the Kraken floor, and I see it, and it looks like, yeah, Marsh North was Earth 2. So fair number of chests in the offing if you can make it through at these low levels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, right now, I think it's hard to say because they don't have anything, but you got to find a town. You have to find an Elflin or a Provoca and hope you can get even an Ice 2 at this point.
Right, yeah. It looks like he just took the upper chests, though. He didn't take the lowers. I guess he's going more for the map coverage than he is the specific treasures at this point.
Mm-hmm. And will Dangwoo get there? Run away from those mummies. No, I would definitely do that if I'm Gregory as well. I don't expect to be able to, make it. I've got level 5 warp. No way I can even touch that right now. So if I can get information, I think that might be a little bit better than chesting and hoping I can get back out.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, it looks like we got ourselves going in a few different directions because Earth 2 became Earth 4.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like Demon is exploring the asterisk and finding the herb in the incentive chest there.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So honestly, and I don't usually say this, but the thief is looking pretty good to see because they don't have scrap and they need to run. So
Yeah,
Dangwoo's actually covering some bases because he can run.
yeah. Hey, is this even randomized?
Dang, making sure Gregory's getting that tail.
Yep.
Probably just getting relayed back. I got the tail, reset out.
Yeah. And I mean, as chat's pointing out, since we know where Bahamut is and is easy to get to, yeah, these parties, especially, because, black belts are out of the question in these seeds due to gentlemen's agreements. These parties are essentially made for early promotion, and I suspect they're going to take it as soon as they can.
Oh, of course, because then it just doesn't inhibit you anymore. If you find anything, I can equip it.
Yep.
Game over. So that's the only advantage, I guess, that they have right now is knowing where Bahamut is. And you're right, everything is supposed to be just immediately leveled up.
Yep. So, Gregory,
thankfully they have cabins.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Gregory has found the Volcano Armory, and he just found himself the XP tile, which tried to flatten his fighter, sadly, but he still found it anyway. Then March 1, then the C-split. Oh, my heavens.
I would have probably explored Armory, because, there's so many items there.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with getting leveled up real quick, Gregory. I don't begrudge you for this.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Gregory decided to reset out and go ahead and grow up at level 4. What a thought! Meanwhile, Dangwoo is also going to grow up, so now we've got some big strapping light warriors walking on the left side of your screen.
There we go. As DVS also gets the joy of a long -5 and flame -4.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. There's no blurs. Today, everything's cursed. Except for gold 3s, which you got to pay for.
And Iron Force.
I'm expecting to see Ribbo -3s. Get your over-unders in chat for whether or not I'm correct.
Mazda minus...
By a margin.
Mazda -2, XCal -5.
Oh, George. Honestly, Mazda, though, Mazda's the only one that I don't begrudge if it's minus anything. Because you can chuck it on anything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Mazda minus anything is still pretty darn good. It's just, it would just be rather fitting given what we've seen so far. We've got chat guessing that the thief weapons are going to be essentially super powered in this one, and that would...
Absolutely.
That would be very good news for Gregory and Dangwoo, because I believe they both have thieves. No, they don't. Dangwoo has a thief. Okay, yeah. Sorry, it popped up.
That would be consistent.
Yeah.
Of these co-ops, I've generally seen that the katanas are beast mode because no one's rocking thieves. It just seems, the logic seems to, it's sentient somehow. It's like, oh, no one has thieves? Katana 5. You're like, all right. Sells for only 7K.
Oh, Temper shirt. Hello.
Temper 5. There we go.
Yeah. And now, of course, the question is it the white shirt or black shirt? Because since they've all grown up, Gregory can equip it on either of them, depending on which it is.
That's very true. That's a good feeling because now you're not necessarily banking on finding that temper, because finding it at level 7, it's still workable, or the 8 slot, you don't like to see it. So at least having a guaranteed temper is all you need is fast.
Yeah, and it looks like Temper was the white shirt because he was able to equip it on his white mage.
Oh, that's excellent, actually. I rather prefer that, to be honest.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I'd mentioned earlier that Gregory had skipped those lower chests before, and I hoped he wouldn't regret it. As it turns out, that was pretty much the perfect move, because even if he had gotten that shirt before, he couldn't have equipped it until now. So it actually made a lot of sense in an interesting sort of way.
Ooh, an eye.
Yep. I was going to say, meanwhile, Dangwoo is going through the asterisk, and It's like DVS is going through Earth 2, so if he explores it fully, he will also find that temper shirt, although it looks like he's sprinting for the stairs at the moment. May have already cleaned it out. It's a little tough keeping track of where everybody is in a 4-person race.
Exactly.
Speaking of keeping track, shout-outs to our tracker for this evening, Shadowed Flames, who's doing an excellent job of keeping our heads on straight, which is very, very helpful, I can assure you.
The unsung hero.
Alright, so it looks like Dingwu has found Mirage 3, but unfortunately nobody has a cube, so no soup there, unless you wanted to check the trap tile. And Gregley's going to clean out the Sky 3, and it looks like Demon is going to turn in the herb and wake up the prince, and we will see
Oxio.
a bottle of oxygen. Or whatever it actually is in the lore. Alright, so... Oh boy. Yeah, have fun with those.
So they've got quite a few orbs, but they don't have anything else, to be honest.
Yeah, not at this point. It's Yeah, I mean, it obviously a race like this, you're going to have people going in all sorts of different directions, and the Shard Council differ accordingly. But I don't know. I mean, obviously being able to get out with those few shards was a good thing early on. They haven't really found a whole lot of them in the last few minutes, at least. I see DBS has found the Sky Maze, and Dingwu is getting toward the top of ordeals. Oh, hi, Ribbon.
Ribbo -1. There we go.
Yeah, so it was a minus, just not quite as minus as you were predicting. You devious fiend.
Still happy to see it, though. It's a ribbon.
Yeah.
And trolls. Yeah, I think I ran a seed and trolls had thunder and just bodied the crap out of them.
Oh, God.
Vorpal 5.
Hello.
Wow. That's a game changer.
Yeah,
And
that'll...
you just throw it immediately on the knight. That feels great.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that'll do some real work throughout this seed. Now, say what you will about...
definitely stopping to tell Dingwu, like, bro, Vorpal
Get this
5,
forward.
Get there now.
Yeah.
Now.
And chat pointing out that they did, in fact, correctly discern the nature of the Vorpal, so congratulations. Now, if you manage to have called the other 3 weapons correctly, I'm going to try to find you so I can get lottery numbers from you.
We all will, actually.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're the new age Miss Cleo.
Yeah. Except let's avoid the financial fraud, please.
Call me now. I just saw someone get wiped out by Toxic. I want to say Sayags are on the screen.
Oh dear, that can't be good.
You never want to see Toxic. I don't care how overleveled you are. So.
I mean, the only person I think who would want to see Toxic might be Britney Spears, and I don't even know if she'd want to see it anymore.
Not another state of affairs going on right now, but that's a whole nother subject we won't get into.
Yep, we will keep that where it was.
As we go back to the Titan, and I don't think we have the Ruby yet, so.
No, I have not seen any rubies, I'm afraid.
Interesting seed so far, so it looks like we've covered nearly everything, right?
Everything that's been available to this point, at least most of it anyhow. It's just a question of being able to make some dives and go from there. And Chad asking if anybody had checked Dwarf Cave. I tend to say no, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if we see that pretty soon. It looks like...
Yeah, Gregory.
Yeah, Greg's headed in that direction, so must be reading your mind.
And I mean, with co-op, you have to kind of stay committed to localizing where you're going to search.
Yeah.
Even though you might have the overwhelming, feeling to go there on co-op because you're searching for key items and you're, just trying to cover as much ground as possible, you have to leave it to your partner and say, all right, Gregory, when you get there, you get there. So,
yep.
As we find the elusive cat -2, congratulations, Gregory. Round of applause for you, my good sir.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, that dwarf's dive was rather a little lackluster. I'm a little surprised, to be honest, he didn't exit out of it. I guess he kept the silver gauntlet just for the sake of putting it on the fighter, but
you don't really have anything else. So this is definitely one of those seeds where you just gotta look at your partner proverbially and say, we gotta toughen up and just grind something. We gotta just stick something out because something will lead to something.
Yeah.
And there's no other way about it, which isn't the most fun, but it has to be done.
Yeah.
Especially because we're on speed gaming and that's your job when you're being trained.
Yeah. Yeah. Go forth and go fast.
Exactly.
All right, so Dingwu picking up his temper shirt and a shard to go with it.
What are the levels looking like? Okay,
well, I'll try to peek on a couple of screens. Well,
level 4s on Dangwu's side. I couldn't catch it.
Yeah, DVS was menuing too darn fast.
Shout outs to GOAT menuing.
Yeah, no kidding.
That Temper 5 is already going to do work, though, because we've got a Vorpal 5. So that Temper shirt to Vorpal, I mean, some of these things that you were not able to take out before, now you could perceivably take out. Like the Spider, yeah, it might take quite a few swings, but you'll get there with the Vorpal 5 and the Temper off.
Yeah. I think our runners might be kind of running into a little bit of, hey, where can we go?
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like it, at least. But
definitely.
Of course, I say that, and I could be proven wrong momentarily. But yeah, it kind of feels like the runners are a little. They're trying obviously to suss out everything that's going on and all the locations and where they lead. But
it looks like Dangwu right now is choosing to take a grind, which makes a little bit of sense. I think they have access to 1 or 2 houses, so
yeah,
get a grind up. You're not going to hit level 5 yet, but you're going to get close. Once you start getting towards 15 and stuff.
Yeah,
just get a grind up as much as you can, so at least you can explore. Because you got to go deep to find something.
Yeah. Yeah, so Dang grinding those fighters, and yeah, you have a pretty good experience, assuming you can get your fighters all nice and buffed up and ready to be able to go out and slay things.
Mm-hmm. And they are killable. It's just taking some time because we're low level.
Yeah. All right, so Demon is heading into ordeals, and DVS is going through the asterisk floor in Sky, and Dingwu's grind is paying some dividends. He's gotten himself up to level 10.
Honestly, I would take that maybe one more time. Yeah, 1 or 2 more times, because if you can get up to, I think, level 14, you'll be able to warp out. No, you won't be able to warp out, unfortunately, because you don't get the new charge. But once you get out of that, you should have a level 5.
Yeah. You'll start getting magic in that category upon getting all nice and rested up.
And that might be the play right now, because there's also level 5 Fade as well. So
yeah, that looks like really the first available opportunity to get any sort of real sweeper magic, which is especially, I mean, it's obviously going to be important for all the parties, but the only party who has even a little bit of flexibility on that is Dangwu's with the fighter and ninja.
Mm-hmm.
And chat pointing out that it looks like Gregglypuff is about to undertake that grind as well, which is understandable. As we were mentioning earlier, if you could get those fighters down, they're good experience. It's just a question of being able to get them down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely something that just needs to be done. You tell your partner, hey, look, there's nothing else that we can do right now. Let's grind up. We'll get some money, go back to Melvin, get those level 5 chargers. And then from there, at least you're not worried about it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's one of the things that I've heard a lot when either calming or watching other matches myself, and that is the phrasing that early levels matter more than late levels. And it's... I was just going to say, the way that I understand it, and this has been a problem that I've admittedly run into myself, running seeds, and it seems almost impossible to get off the ground, because if you don't get those levels, you never get the momentum to be able to get more levels, to be able to get more spell charges, or be more powerful with your weaponry, or fill in the blank, basically. So yeah, if you're able to find a good grind like this early on, go for it.
What I'm finding more and more interesting as you run more and more seeds is how the logic actually shapes up. So in principle, the logic will always give you the ability to grind up. Now, that meant they had to find the Vorpal 5, which was a chain. You know what I mean? So they didn't have to, but finding that Temper 5 shirt as well was quite complimentary. But in saying that, though, now they found a fighter tile where they're not doing anything but really gazing. So they're just stunning. So in principle, that is a grind. You know what I mean? Now, you have to piece that together on the fly, and that's what makes it challenging and also fun. But the logic itself will actually always give you the ability to do something, even with what seems, very unfavorable condition.
Yeah. Looks like Dangwoo is content with his grind. Probably, like you said, pushed him into the mid-teens thereabouts, and I'd suspect that's probably what Gregglypuff is going for as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now everyone's got 200 HP, some change. You're feeling pretty good. You haven't seen anything super scary so far in the pool. No thunders, nothing like that. No nuclear. So
we haven't. Well, we've seen obviously the Kraken floor, but we haven't actually seen any of the fiends in living color, so to speak. So, yeah, we've yet to see how challenging they're going to be. They are clamped bosses, so they're going to be a little harder than the average boss, if you will. But with these early levels, I could see Lich going down. I could see a pretty good carry fight too.
They have confused. They could try those traps.
Yeah. All right, so Dangwoo back on Sky 3, and I guess he didn't loot all the chests yet. It's a lot of, I think just about all the runners have discovered this floor, at least to some degree or another, so it's always interesting to see which ones have cleared it out and which ones haven't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so DVS wandering around by Crescent Lake, I presume to probably try a little bit of a grind of his own. I would presume he's going to probably check on maybe a power cycle and see if there are any good enemies there. Meanwhile, it looks like
get that Vorpal.
Yup. So have fun with your super sword and your ribbon and your slow hammer.
And if he's privy, he can go and potentially at least take a crack at the EXP tile, because we know that that's a grind tile right next to that one.
Yeah.
Yep, grinding is definitely the name of the game today.
Oh yeah. And if you find a good tile, it is definitely to your benefit to just go ahead and do so. But I was going to say, speaking of grind, looks like Dangwoo's not going to look at that grind tile, and then he turned in that direction. So never mind what I was about to say.
Yeah, he didn't pick up that Vorpal.
I do like of course, the runners are taking advantage of one of the features that we have turned on for this flag set, which is item magic is shuffled. So, whereas you would normally see, for instance, that white shirt, it is now a temper shirt, and a very good temper shirt at that. So, really, the magic can roll pretty much any way you wish. Or, well, not any way you wish, but any way it wants to, I should say.
There you go. Picking up a game changer right there.
All right, looks like Demon RHK is making his way through ordeals to grab what we know to be the vanilla tail. And DVS is having some fun with those lovely little XPs.
There we go. Now, as we can see, there is a centrifugal difference in that DVS and Demon don't have the tail yet. So, but is any one of them in the vicinity of ordeals?
Well, that's where Demon was.
There we go.
Yeah,
okay,
he
cool.
was
So
he was
Demon
going through ordeals. He ended up having to wipe out of it.
Okay, cool. So that's going to be good for them once they get that. And once Dan gets out of here with 65K, I would make my way straight to Melman and get myself right, get those levels. And then potentially, if Canaria had houses, I might have to just take the 1 minute to go get some houses. In these type of seeds, I value houses way too much because you don't know where towns are, so you need to be a town.
Yeah, bring a town with you, as it were.
Exactly.
I gotta imagine though if what it would look like to have all those items in real life, and the Light Warriors just kind of lugging all that behind them.
It's pretty much how they roll. You know,
Yeah.
this here programmed them to be able to be like, listen, I'm the GOAT. I can carry everything. Gold bracelets, houses, you name it.
Yeah.
Adamant toys.
Yeah. I have a gigantic bag that I can just shove everything in. I'm like Santa Claus.
Including 3 other people, because I'm the only sprite on the screen, so.
Yeah. Alright, looks like Dang Wu is going to start showing us what is in the C-split, since we'd seen the floor, but we hadn't seen the stairs going up and down it.
That takes a lot of moxie. I mean, I might have actually at least gotten out of there and saved before that, but
yeah,
it's got to be done.
Yeah,
so
well, I was gonna say that Vorpal 5 doing some serious work though.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Dragon Vanilla.
And chat pointing out that
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say chat pointing out that a bag of holding makes things very easy to carry around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Deng Wu in the C-split finds the ice drop, so we will get to see everything there.
That's good knowledge, so that means we will get a key item. Hooray.
Yep.
And you got the warp. Oof. The chime.
And not much else, but still, key item.
There you go. Well, Dang kind of has to keep exploring or get out of here because you got all them levels and whatnot.
Yeah.
You got that Vorpal. I don't think you've gone back out since you've been in Volcano, so you kind of have to just...
I tend to say he hasn't, but I could have certainly missed something fairly easily. Oh dear, ghosts are something you don't want to see, like, ever.
Yeah, he's got the ninja though. Ooh, that took a lot of guts to go to the left. I would have been like, I don't know, I've seen the ghost. But you have the ninja, so you feel a little bit better with your run chances.
Yeah. Oh, Demon is going to dance on the Bridge of Destiny again.
Go ahead, Demon. Or not. Demon was, actually, the slingshot. Okay, I see it. Up and down. Up and down.
Yeah. I guess now with a little bit more a little bit more power under his belt, or at least a little bit more in terms of, well, perhaps spells and such. I guess he feels like he can take down those fighters.
Hey, look, I mean, throwing out stock, you don't usually see it, but hey.
Yeah. I mean, any port in a storm. All right,
now, once they find that Katana 4, Dang will be pretty much
yeah. Assuming it's there. Looks like Wrigglypuff is trying to walk his way out with those levels, which is, obviously a good thing to keep all those that you just accumulated.
Pretty much necessary.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I mean, of course, we were just mentioning that it looks like Dangwoo may be adopting a different strategy of just kind of continuing to press forward.
Don't begrudge him.
Yeah. Well, he's getting a lot out of it. He's getting more levels, and he's obviously already got that key item.
And he still has enough heal pots.
Yeah.
2 gold chests or 2 of them?
Nuts. All right. Yeah, that'll wrap up Dangwoo's journey through what was Elfland Castle.
There we go. So Dangwoo's feeling pretty good about that.
Meanwhile, Demon's Odyssey with the fighters continuing. The fighter, unfortunately, is not able to do much to the fighter. But
now we do have the Mirage Lock, right? We did actually find that, correct?
You're talking about Mirage, Mirage 3?
The Chime Lock. Did we find that floor?
I mean, yeah, we found Mirage 1, yeah. Nobody's actually explored it yet. They've just basically run for the stairs. Yeah, chat pointing out that there's one more split to explore. So, yeah, we'll see if they will get to that. I'm guessing that, well, I was going to say, I'm not sure if Deng got wiped out of the levels that he had, or if he's kind of just charging back through having, well, from his HP totals, it looks like he got wiped out of at least some of the levels. He was in the 300s now. I don't know, sorry, having a little bit of trouble telling, but... Oh yeah, Ice Cave 8. Sorry, I did see that. My bad.
There we go.
Oh, appreciate chat keeping my head on straight. Apparently I need it more than a little bit tonight.
Nah, don't worry about that, mate. It's hard watching 4 screens, 4 different brains, 4 different things.
Yeah. Yeah, and my brain is going a few different directions, sadly, so...
Happens to the best of us. Only 2.
Yeah. So Deng found himself a Sharknado.
And at this point, you're going to do it.
Or not. Not with the trap tile, anyway.
Nope. Ooh, shout outs to going left.
I think one of those questions that gets a lot of play in the Final Fantasy randomizer community is what way is the right way through Sky Maze? And obviously everybody's got a different answer.
I don't get involved in politics, so I will actually stay neutral in relation to this answer.
So Dutch is very much in the independent party here. Well,
everyone has their own path.
Yeah, I will say personally, I'm an upright guy, so upright, right? I mean, so and also my little quirk with it also is I like to hit the transporter to Bridge of Destiny going up, so that I can just keep on the button while it's going up the floor. So
those are actually those are just veteran strats.
the one veteran strat that I use.
No, but seriously, it's like optimization.
Yeah.
That's what I love about just this entire stuff in general, just randomizer communities with like these type of games, so many different optimizations that you just can't even imagine.
Yeah. And we see Dinglu exploring the vampire floor, and he finds the fighters again, but this time decides to leave them be because, well, the dirty work's already been done.
And we finally get some positive armor that's not wooden. Congratulations.
Oh, hopefully fancy that.
A canoe out of the speed bump tile.
Yeah, well, let's see how fun the vampire is today.
We really need a canoe.
Yep. So fun, he died in one hit.
There we go. And there we go, the canoe.
There you go. There is your movement item that we've been waiting for in a lot of ways.
It had to be process elimination, or it would have been a dud seed. So it had to be the canoe. And that's why we have Gregory sitting there, because he was waiting for the server to kick it to him, so he can continue exploration. So this is going to be good. Via this, we can assess at least one of these locations will be a town. Which is good. I really just want houses. Like, I don't care about magic at this point. With the levels and everything, you kind of negated the need. Not negated, but you figured out a way to make it work. I just want houses.
Yeah. All right.
There we go. Provoker. Oof.
Yep. So now we finally get level 2 magic and...
Exit!
I was going to say something that the runners would probably like to have seen a little bit before this, but still
look, heal 3 and exit, can't complain about a thing. And quad X. And lock 2. That's definitely good with the items out there running.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I mean, lock 2 is good anyway, just because, I mean, given that these bosses are clamped, I believe that affects their evadability as well, does it not?
It does.
Okay, so
yes, it does.
So yeah, lock 2, big deal.
We got Ice 3? Oh, that must have been level 5, so yeah, we're at that point now where we're good to go. We got Ice 3, we got Fade.
Yep.
And we'll find Elflin at some point, but you're not worried about it. However, like I said, as long as we got houses here in Provoker. And we do it. 323 a pop.
Asking ye shall receive.
How quick he went to houses. Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, the houses are not that much more expensive than the cabins, and they provide, obviously, the full magic restoration in addition to getting yourself nice and topped off in the healing category. So, of course, you're going to take it.
Exactly. And it's a good strategy to have, like, tons of cabins, because you can manipulate the encounter table on the world map, and then obviously save your houses for when you're right outside, and exit out with that brandly new game spell, and so on.
Yep. Meanwhile, chat, I think is letting the power of the Vorpal get a little bit to their heads because they're wishing for Vorpals plus 10, and I have a feeling that would just break the universe into pieces.
Yeah, we're never doing that. Vorpals plus 10, forget it. Are you serious? That's like letting Mewtwo into the VGC. Come on now, we're not doing that, guys. You can have dreams, but you can also be realistic. I mean, we are in a physical plane, people, so.
By the way, you wanted a town? You got 2.
There we go. And we have Oxyale, so that means we will be exploring.
Yep.
Fire 3 and Life 2? Oh, lamp, level 7. You know what I'm doing. I'm saving my monies and I'm going straight for lamp. Honestly, I'm hoping to find Agaflor, to be completely honest. That's good chest density. And I mean, you might find another grind tile, which might be dope. So that's me personally.
Well, you didn't find the Agama tile, but you found the Agama floor.
That's what I'm saying. Ask and you shall receive. So, mini psychic. Shout out to me. I might actually be the new Miss Cleo.
I was going to say, you and chat need to get together and both figure out the lottery numbers. Then help a server out.
Ooh, Dangle found the mermaid's floor, which is good. You can generally bank on 2 or 3 stones being there.
Oh yeah.
Shout outs to bonking. I don't care how long you play this game. I'll always at least go in 1 or 2 of those empty rooms. So, given what we see so far, Kron, who would you say? What team would you say is in?
I mean, I would say Gregley and Dingwu are in the lead solely because they have the level advantage right now. Because they were able to get that grind with the fighters in Earth 2, and they're both in the mid-teens right now. And with everybody having already promoted because of an early tail, they're able to start getting magic on, obviously they're magic users, but now they're able to start getting magic on the knight for Gregley and then the knight and the ninja for Dingwu. And I feel like that's going to give them kind of a cascading exploration advantage, which I think they're in the process of starting to realize at this point. Although Worms with Crack can just tear that into pieces.
That's a very good point, to be honest. And I mean, in terms of exploration as well, right now they are divvying up the pot in just a good manner, to be honest. As you can see, DBS is still on level 8 and 9, and this is not to say anything to him. Like, if y'all saw me playing my seed, I was on level 5 for like 45 minutes because I just kept getting bodied. So I definitely know the pain or the joy, if that's what you're into, of being level 7 and this long into the seed. So.
And Chad asking, is magic rough? And the answer is pretty much yeah. Level 1 started out not very well. Level 5 had Fade for white magic and Warp for black magic, but that, of course, they weren't able to get that at those early levels. The Gregley and Dingwu recently found level 2, found Provoca magic in Volcano, and it was pretty decent. It wasn't nuke, but it certainly had a little bit more finally for them to be able to do stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we find procedurally generated waterfall with a very easy interest, thank goodness, because this can actually. This is the one. This is the one place I get bodied. Oh, the floater.
Hello. So
that's when you tell your partner, "Yep, stop what you're doing, bro."
Yep, and Dingwu is already right there. I mean,
I'm Gregory, I'm going to check these chests, see if there's anything worthwhile, and get out.
Yeah. I mean, that couldn't have possibly been planned out any better.
So now they're good to go.
Yeah.
Now it's a shard hunt. You still have to find the loot, the key, mind you. So.
Right, of course. It looks like not very many shards in there, but still able to get out of there.
Yeah, with that Anklo tile, it's not really worth it. Anklos are Anklos; they're never worth it.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, they're just way too heavy, way too powerful.
Shout outs to dinosaurs.
Yeah, drat that meteor.
All right, so being as though we've got ourselves a floater coming up, this seed is going to be open in terms of exploration, which is a good feeling.
Yep.
You're still kind of holding your fingers crossed for, mid 3, nuke at 3 or 4, and also life or life 2. Even Cure 4 we haven't seen yet, so you're crossing your fingers because we already have seen level 7. I don't think we've seen any level. Oh, there we go. So, am I about to be super psychic? And no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Not at level 3 anyway.
Also want to give a shout out to everybody in Life Reboots community as we have a raid from their party coming over to watch us. Welcome everybody to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Co-op 2020 tournament between Greg Lee and Deng Wu on the one hand and DVS and Demon RHK on the other in a rematch of their first match of round 2. So welcome everybody. It's great to see y'all here this evening. I hope you had a great time in Life Reboots channel, and hopefully you'll have fun here too.
Yes, indeed. It's good to see y'all. As the dream is crushed to pieces, there's definitely no such thing as Life or Life 2 or Nuke or Lit 3 or Fire 3, I believe, as well. So, sorry guys, no, none of the good spells here. So they definitely roll like level 8.
Yep.
I don't think we've seen level 6 yet, have we?
I don't believe so. Although Ding was checking out level 7 shops here in Gaia, and nothing so far. And oh god, DVS just got thundered to death. Yipes.
You hate to see it.
Our tracker pointing out that Lit 3 was at level 5 in level 5 Black Magic. So.
Oh, okay.
We also did finally find the vendor item as well. I didn't see what it was, but it was in Gaia.
I think that said cube for about 30-something K.
Oh, yipes.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, well, they already know where Mirage 3 is, so...
There we go. We got the nuke at level 6.
Oh, there you go. And Greg, so let's see what the kindly old men have.
The rod.
The rod.
And we do know where the rod lock is, so...
Yep.
Yeah, that nuke is appreciated.
Yeah.
Get you some money and go back and grab that.
Oh, we have found a carry floor.
Mm-hmm.
Over in...
for the red D chest.
Yep. And it's a ogre chest this time.
Yep. Dang, just waiting for Gregory to have it. He's probably saying in the headphones, got it, reset, save all that, guapola. That's what we were talking about earlier. So because your partner has it, and once somebody has it and it's kicked over to the other partner, it's saved in the server. So goodness forbid, even if he were to completely just zap out and wipe and reset to nil, he would still get all of the key items as soon as he starts playing.
Right. So Greg Lee is taking on Carrie and is tempering up.
Come on, Greg Lee, you got confused. You gotta do it for the people. I mean, I get it. Practicality would definitely tell you, please go slow too. But I mean, Carrie's like the only one that's susceptible to confusion, from my understanding.
Well, it looks like he's choosing to go with somewhat more conventional strats. Had some slow 2 on Carrie earlier and then lock 2. So slowing Carrie down to get that attack down and then getting the lock 2 in to make old Carrie a little bit easier to hit. Continuing with lock 2 strats and tempering up the fighter. So putting a lot of, obviously, the offensive emphasis on the fighter. And it looks like it's fairly paying off. That last one was a little under 300.
Yep.
So continuing on with the same strategies here as Dingwu is about to turn in the get the slab translated. Gregory Puff gets to quad X.
There we go. And we got rid of the Fiend, so Gregory Puff is sitting at a few shards, which is good. Yeah.
Alright, and Gregory has found Sarda hiding, so let's see what item Sarda has for us today. It's explosives.
The TNT.
Dynamite. Alright.
Yeah. Right now, I actually just realized, so it looks like S and also Demon are at 1 shard, so I actually know the feeling personally as well. Like, you're feeling it. It's hard. It's an hour in. You're at low levels. You got one shard. You gotta be feeling some type of pressure, and you don't know whether or not your opponent is feeling the reciprocal type of, I guess, frustration, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is tough. Unrunnable Batman. Oh boy.
Oh, well, they live up to the name, I guess. Oh, heavens. Ruse and Cure 4 at level 6 white magic.
There we go. I'm definitely getting that Cure 4.
Yeah. And of course, Dang going ahead and picking up Nuke at level 6 for his magic caster. And now he's going to... It looks like he's going to go and grab the rod for himself. I suppose just to make sure that both sides had it. And I also noticed that the slab turn-in was, I believe, an Opal 2? Was it Opal 2? I believe it was Opal 2. Like, positive 2.
I think so. I recall also seeing that one. So.
Oh, that's right. Tracker reminding me it was a ribbon, so apologies. So, unfortunately, that means it was a -1, but still, it was... I mean, a ribbon -1 is certainly nothing to sneeze at.
It was the red B chest that was the Opal 2.
Okay, yeah. So, all right. I must have seen that on one screen and transposed it to another.
Yeah, it happens always to the best of us, mate. We'll see. So this is an interesting scene because, yeah, you got to find all these shards basically. So you still don't have the key. You still don't have the loot.
Yeah, this scene has definitely been a little bit more of a slog than what we've been used to in terms of the co-op scene.
Yeah, I'm hoping for for Gregory Pup. This is the key. You know, because that would then open up a bunch. And it's the loot. Well, at least you got that, so I can't be mad at it, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you got the other item there, so...
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I think that looks like Gregory is heading toward the two remaining locations. What is originally the waterfall and on-rack.
Yep.
And of course, we've already seen both, so there's not a lot left that it could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
Like Canaria Castle, for instance.
There we go. So this will get us some stuff. The crown. And the key. There we go. So we are now in go mode in terms of just getting shards, which is really good.
Yeah.
And so Dang will also do the exact same thing Gregory is doing because communication.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the very least, now he can just, take from his perspective, a left and go check all those key locks to see if there's anything worth exploring. Gesundheit.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, just go ahead and pick up that one orb. I mean, you're already in there. Why not?
Yeah.
And then go down instead of going into waterfall. Because in co-op, like I said, you know, you can't afford to be doing the same stuff your partner's doing until you're at that point where you need shards. And because you still haven't seen everything, there's still stuff to cover. Thusly, you don't know how many shards are in an endless... We still haven't seen like that dungeon where it's like, oh, there's 6-7 shards. You know what I mean?
Well, we kind of did. With the greater than less than floor. Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, that's probably one of the big differences in terms of shard count is that Gregory and Dangwoo were able to make it out with those, and it looks like DVS and Demon probably were not.
Mm-hmm. Dang, thinking about buying Temper again. I don't think I would have bought another Temper with just one Magic Caster also sharing the same slot as Duke, because I've got that Temper shirt.
Yeah.
I get it, I understand temper is king, especially when I think fast is like, I don't know where the fast is. But just me personally, oh girl, that blaze, that sucks. Um, but yeah, just me personally, I'm gonna save my charges at level 6 with the nuke. Nah.
Yeah. So, well, looks like Gregley was exploring some grind tiles and didn't find much of anything to his liking. So he's going to go back and beat up the old king again to take home his ruby for, for real this time.
Yep, and we do have both interests type, so
Yeah. So
go
Demon,
go for
De-
if you wanted to.
yeah, Demon RHK is making his way to the C split, finding Sharknado and bypassing Sharknado's chests. And yeah, I confirmed just looking at Demon's screen just a second ago. Yeah, he does only have one shard right now, which, of course, we say that, and it's not necessarily any sort of an indictment, because if you've got the information as to where to get the other shards, it's as long as you're focusing on exploring and or getting the levels to be able to handle where you need to go, then a shard count can be made up pretty easily. So that's not necessarily an indication of yay or nay. What's a little more of an indication, I think, in this case, is the levels, because just saw that Demon was at level 8, and at this point, we're looking at Gregley and Dangwu having gotten that grind, and they're in. And I
16s.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're in the probably high teens at this point.
Yep, it's definitely started making a difference. Double the levels, almost double the exploration with the floater access and whatnot. Like they still, they still don't have the canoe yet. So
right. All right, so Gregley's going to pick up his ribbon and, of course, equip it accordingly. Dingwu went back and got all those shards in the greater than less than room. So they're getting their shard counts together ultimately.
And we're gonna see life probably in this white map.
Oh, well, there's fast.
You hate to see it.
Yep, level 8 in Lefane.
That's the worst. Because even at like 32, you got like, if you get up to 32 on your mages, you get like what, 4 or 5 charges of fast.
Yeah, so basically one per refiend, pretty much, if you don't count chaos. Yeah,
you really are not trying to see that, and your ninja's not touching fast at level 8.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Shout outs to Confused though. Hey, go ahead, bro. Get you some Confused in your life.
Yeah. It looks like DVS is attempting to get some levels off of those fighters as well, and Demon picks up his canoe. So now that's gonna unleash those two to do a good bit more exploring, because obviously we saw the volcano and ice, what they became. They became 2 towns with the requisite magic. So this, I think, really from this point, we're going to see Demon and DVS really start to pick up the pace a bit, and hopefully that'll help them be able to close the level gap too.
Absolutely. And is this just a regular tile on Gregory's side, or is he actually grinding?
We'll see in a moment. I'm not certain. No, he's grinding again. Grinding. Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best grind tile they've seen so far, without a doubt.
And also to his point, like, you also know that you've got a level 8 fast, so you got to get some type of levels those black too.
Yeah.
For Dangwu, it's not that big of a priority, because you're hoping you find a Katana Plus. So I mean, you can potentially bypass maybe having all those fast with a bunch of tempers, but for Gregory, you're gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, chat pointing out that we have yet to see Katana, Excal, or Maza, and that we are not guaranteed to see them necessarily.
Absolutely. Though I will say, one of these scenes, I did see Masa in his vanilla chest.
Oh yeah,
Literally in Topher, I was like, what?
yeah.
It was so funny. It was like Maza 2 in the Topher chest. I'm like, oh my God.
I was gonna say, is this even?
But you never even checked that chest. Like, you're not going to Topher and then going all the way there to check that chest.
Oh
That was
no!
funny, even to begin with. But sometimes it's those nugget of golds. Like in one of those seafloors, I always go check that super far off chest at the top right that no one ever seems to check. And like every time I've done that, it's always been a hype item. So
Yeah, you're talking about the C-split?
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those chests on the right and left sides, they don't generally get much love. Although I do
They
think
don't.
at least one of our runners did check them this time.
Now this type of seed, though, to be honest, is I'm kind of a bit perplexed because we've actually seen most of the high chest density spots. We've seen the Agama floor, we've seen Armory, we've seen all of the sky where most of the chests are greater than less than. So we gotta find Fiend. Like there's no way around it. We gotta fight more Fiends. Or hopefully, just now at this point we're hoping any other chest that we haven't cracked open is an orb. Because the one thing I generally find is if you've opened that many chests, you generally are exposed to quite a few shards. So you're like, all right, at least I can piece it together. I just got to get the right levels. But this is not that seed. You get levels, they know where stuff is now, except for shard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks like the approach that Greg and Dingwoo are taking is to get enough levels where they can just go in after the fiends because they know where they are, and because we've seen the Kraken floor a few times, we've seen the Bridge of Destiny a few times, so that's 8 shards right there. Assuming they can take down.
Have you seen Lich?
I tend to think we have. I've certainly seen a floor that looked very similar to the Lich floor, so I'm pretty sure we have. I just don't remember where it was.
Fair enough. They'll have it marked for the spreadsheet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They probably just told each other, all right, power grind, get your stuff up. And I mean, they're definitely going to have different levelings because the party composition, that ninja definitely makes a difference in terms of not using that level 8. But yeah, they'll grind to where they need to go and then do what they got to do.
Yeah. Tracker pointing out that Lich is hiding in the marsh, so...
Ah, okay.
And a very fitting place for that fiend indeed. Let him bog down under the weight of his unsufferable pestilence.
As Demon finds Agama floor. And going for the tack that is exploration and not bots.
Yep. So looks like DVS was successful in his grind because he came out of there with some pretty serious money, and he's going ahead and picking up all those spells that were so tantalizing at level 5.
If I'm Demon, what do I do? Do I still keep going for exploration? Do I go check the chest? Do I go check the grind tile? Decision.
Yeah.
Now, what?
I was just gonna say, yeah, it looks like he's plotting out his strategy at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Going and making sure they're probably saying where's everything and just making sure everything's appropriate.
Yeah.
Now, what is interesting is we can see why there's kind of an agreement to not have black belts, because we can see just if you have black belts in these type of seeds, you know, once you find the grind tie, you just power level them in. There's no challenge. So
Yeah.
it is good to see that, you know, you got to grind. Thankfully, the fighters aren't doing anything, so it's just a matter of time. But it is good to see that, you know, we're not just going to have black belt punch everything to pieces, because that's what it would come down to. In co-op, like 3 black belts, maybe a white mage, and yeah, let's go.
Chat pointing out that we have a cat claw +4 on the menu today.
Yes, we do. I did see one of the knights actually equip that.
Yeah, I believe it was DVS's knight.
And it was only like 5k, so definitely worth it.
Yeah. Wow, Gregley's taking his grind up to 26, 27 already.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you have to, because you have those 2 black mages, so he needs those fast charges, because he's only got one, you know, he's only got 1 DPS with it.
Right. Meanwhile, Demon finding the procedurally generated waterfall, and the robot is just waltzing around waiting for that information to be passed on so that he can then present what we know to be, the key to the air.
He's like, oh, Ankylos, no.
And it was indeed no, because Demon got away first try.
Thank goodness, because, Ankylos will destroy your life.
So obviously just given that time for the floater to pass on over to DVS, and then even if, he was able to exit, but even if he hadn't been able to, if he had faced the wrong end of those Ankylos, he could have gotten the item back. So that nice little pause for safety has become a fundamental aspect of the co-op tournament.
Yeah, that's the only thing you do have to be worried about in that variable seconds. Make sure you just stay alive, so there's no disruption in the server. Once your partner gets it, who cares? Push the reset.
Yeah.
Shout out to 265,000 gold on damage stream.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. What are you going to spend it on? Especially in this wonderful world.
Gonna go take care of Lich.
And I expect Lich to be the speed bump that we all know and love today. Or we got cake strats going on.
Would have been nice. Would have loved to see it.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey. It's respecting the memes is great. Even if the respect just didn't quite carry over to reality.
All right. Lich has been disposed of.
And so that, if I'm not mistaken, brings Ding Wu up to 20 in the shard count.
And he still hasn't defeated Tia, right? Nor has he defeated Kraken?
Correct. Yeah, he's got the first 2 things. So if he wanted to...
Well, then.
Yeah, doesn't have to open another treasure chest.
That's the game right there in terms of shards, and also because you got to go through War Mat, you're getting some levels too. So.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Demon and DVS are in the air, and so they are now finding they're finding Elfland at Sarda's cave, and so they're able, they found Mermaid's Floor. They're starting to pick up some momentum now as well, which is good to see.
DVS is getting a bit more momentum. Right now, Demon still has to get some levels. I believe he's still around level 8, 9, and 10 and whatnot, but getting the pieces together is still good. And the thing about this is, whether we're sitting here, we can see that obviously Gregory and Dangwoo have a bit of a lead, but Topher could be atrocious. And we don't lie when we say Topher is a great equalizer.
Yeah.
Because there have been more than a few seeds where it's like, oh yeah, we're in Topher 10 minutes early, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, grind to level 50. There's just no way around it. Grind to level 50. You gotta do it.
Yeah, chat as Dangwoo takes on Kraken. We have Lock 2 strats and trying to make Kraken a little bit more easily hittable. The fighter doing some good work with that Vorpal 5. The ninja unfortunately serving as a bit of a doormat right now. And meanwhile, on the other side of the team, Gregory is in the process of going through and picking up a bunch of the shards that Dangwoo already has, so that they can be matched up in the shard count, or at least both be going forward in that frame. But we'll do a little bit of a summary for folks who are asking a couple of questions in chat. I'll do a little bit of a summary once this battle is over with. And it's over with!
7 hits at 804 damage. Yep, it's definitely over with.
Alright, so to answer kind of the questions in chat, yes, we have a Vorpal plus 5. It is the best sword that we've seen so far tonight, because we have not seen katanas, X-Cows, or Mazas. So Vorpal 5 has been the game changer as far as swords are concerned. Spells have unfortunately been a little light on the ground. We do have Fate at level 5. We did finally find Fast at level 8, and we did find Nuke at level 5 for the, I believe level 5 for the Black Magic. Let me pan back up here. Level 6, sorry. But unfortunately, those, of course, ran really high and were to some degree dependent on promotion, if not for accessibility, then at least to try to help get some spell charges. So Magic has been hard to come by in a lot of ways, so these very Magic-centric parties have not, unfortunately, seen a whole lot to work with so far. As far as as far as the shard counts go, I think the main thing with DVS and Demon is that they ran into a bit of a brick wall through the seed as far as levels were concerned. And so they were able to find locations with shards. In fact, there was one area or general area pretty much right near the beginning in Matoya's cave that had 4 shards. It was the greater than less than room, but they just couldn't make it out with them. And so they've had to try to get that level gap back, that level promoted, try to get themselves a bit more power to be able to actually go back in and get those shards. So it's more a question, I think, of them not having the levels to be able to travel and to be able to explore and keep those pickups, really more than anything else.
That's very true. In one back.
Uh-oh, I think we might have a little bit of an audio issue on Dutch's side. But yeah, the main thing I think with Demon and DVS is DVS was able to do a bit of a fighter grind, which is what Demon is doing now. That was the main way, really, that Gregory and Dangwoo have been able to do what they have, is they took advantage of that fighter tile in Earth 2 and have exploited it to no end. DVS and Demon are now doing that, but unfortunately Gregory and Dangwoo were able to do it first, and so they've had the level advantage.
Yes, indeed, and I did sort out my touches.
Yeah,
what
when I heard you
saying, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
What I was actually saying, what's interesting about the seed is the only real armor we've seen is gold, which thankfully are available in Quinaria for 56k. But that's the only armor we've seen that's like worth anything.
Yeah, and
you're gonna need levels in order to make sure you can get some type of absorb going on. Gold 3s are the only thing. It's -5, ouch. So at least you're getting time magic covered.
Meanwhile, we have a robot chicken over on Dangwoo's side who has Then the robot chicken has taken out the white and black wizards, so unfortunately for them, they're going to be finishing this on the carpet. But it looks like we've got a lot of lock strats from the ninja and obviously the fighter swinging with that Vorpal 5. But it may not be enough. It's going to be a close one, it looks like, between... Oh, never mind. Dingwoo, unfortunately, has...
Again?
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the path to the last 4 shards that he needs, so... It looks like DVS has made their way through the red D tile and is probably about to go take on Carrie, I would expect.
Yep. Hopefully we can power through this robot chicken. If not, it's a good indicator that we probably need to go ahead and get that fighter top.
All right, it looks like on this version of Robot Chicken, we have first off a nuclear. Hello.
Nuclear.
And then it looks like Dingwoo is doing sort of both avoidance and mitigation strats with using both Invis 2 and Fog 2. Of course, the fighter getting powered up and cracked to death. Oh dear.
Ouch. And your 2 DPSs are done.
Yep.
I would go one more time, and then maybe I would think about, yeah, that's an indication for me. If War Mech is not fun, I mean, at least that's a nuclear out of the pool, but I might grind.
Yeah. Well, Dingwoo making the strat there to move the ribbon off the Black Mage onto the fighter just to make sure that Crack doesn't crack his DPS upside the head again.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, speaking of getting cracked upside the head, the poor ninja just got flattened. Oh dear.
Wow, Carrie just got quad X on DVS.
Oh, well there you go. So DVS gets Carrie down, gets those shards, and gets going.
That's more Fog 2 going off, Invis 2. Once again, just trying to make sure our absorb and our evade is up. Now, we did manage to survive a nuclear roll, so we're going to get some heal 3s off, and yeah, you better start doing something. Temper, yep, heal 3, temper, as Gregory Puff also looks to go on and take what is the robot chicken.
Yeah, so we have twin chickens here.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take a swing from Ignite, going to temper off. Ice 3, cool. Nothing too serious with those gold bracelets. Temper, get a swing. Alright, hold A and begin to go. I would probably start throwing out maybe some nukes and fades. Ooh, or Cure 4 actually. Right. As we see Gregory swinging for some type of damage. His wizard just went down on Gregory's side. Temper 5 up. Let's see. Looks like another temper. Cure 4. Temper 5 on Gregory's sleeve. Ooh, 500 from Warmech and a miss it looked like from Gregory. 2 hits on board and Gregory got bodied.
Yep, Warmech decided to punch everybody out, unfortunately.
Yep. Quad X came out from Warmech. Did not affect the knight. We're gonna do another fade. Crack. Ouch. Fade. Yep, if I'm definitely, we got it done, which is great. Look at all those levels, but oof, that's an indicator. And we don't have life, so yep, we kind of have to just go ahead and get this orb done, whether we like it or not.
Yeah,
if we dip out of here, Warmech's coming right back.
Yep.
So it's good for grinding. We can come back and grind Warmech's all day, but we want that orb. We gotta do it now.
Yeah, I was gonna say grinding Warmech is not exactly my idea of a good time.
It can be done. There have been seeds where, it can be done, but this is not one of those seeds.
Yeah, I think I've seen those seeds in the past. It's just, it's not for the faint of heart, shall we say?
Mm-hmm. But there is utility in it. If you know it's one of those seeds where you have to grind to at least level 42 or something, knowing this could actually be useful once you're past maybe the 30s.
Yeah, once you've got the fortitude to be able to withstand it.
Yep. Now, as we can see, Gregory did actually hit level 32 on his night after taking out that Warmech. He decided to exit out. At least leave with the levels. Is going to go to Elfland, or Provoke, excuse me, to the Revive a Party Member store. Bring up his team, and then I surmise he'll go do it.
Well, it looks like...
Cure 4.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dingwoo's fighting a 12-round heavyweight bout with Tiamat over here.
Yeah, it's not a game. Fire 2 coming out of free turn, another swing, hopefully a crit. Ooh, terminated. There we go. Got out of there with all the levels as well, feeling pretty good. Now, one thing that I'm going to actually stop and do, even if I feel like I'm in a pickle, I'm going to find life. Because I don't feel comfortable after seeing what Warmech had to offer and everything. I'm going to go find life.
Yeah.
Because you're at 30, so no matter what, you're going to be able to use it, even if it's at the level 8 slot.
Yeah. And yeah, that was pretty much exactly what he did. He's coming back to Gaia, and it's not picking up a fear or a mute.
Yeah, so he'll need to go to Honorak, because Life 2 was at level 7 slot, so...
Yep, there it is.
Or rather, actually not. There's that here at the level 8. So, hey, look,
yeah, well,
got some charges of life 2, so you needed that.
Yeah. Yeah, and a little bit of a slap to the face. Both life 2 and life were at level 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You certainly aren't taking life in that situation.
No. That's pretty much the universe just flipping you the bird.
Yeah, but look, you at least have life 2 to work with, even if you're only going to have maybe 4, maximum 5 charges of it. You got life 2 to work with.
Yeah.
Shout outs to 4G on DBS's side. Alright, so Dangwoo is going to take us to the Keylot chest, actually. I would do it. Might be a ribbon. As Gregory Puff takes some Kraken. Brag strats, I like it. Look at that first turn. Love to see it. Also, shout outs to Dragon -2. But you love to see it, sincerely. Rodney Dangerfield, no respect strats. Just throw a Brack in your face and you get broken into pieces.
Yep. That is definitely something to see when you can just toss a spell around and then kudos.
That's it. So Gregory should be on his way to pick up life 2. And then away we go.
And chat pointing out that, yeah, Dingwoo took down Garland at 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, shout outs to that. Now, The real question is, will we get validation today, y'all?
Well, we shall see. Very
My
shortly,
fingers are crossed. You haven't seen the katana yet, so I mean, I would, You'd be mad to find out via spoilers it was the katana, right? There we go, getting some valid. And
nothing good for us. Hey, I mean, if they weren't going to engage in lamp strats, then they had to do something to mitigate the crowd. Make sure we were contented.
Exactly. Otherwise, this run's invalidated. Then they have to do the rematch to the rematch.
The rematch.
Exactly. Oh, there was no Hooray Dwarf. There was no validation. There was no lamp. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
We had the prime spot, and you didn't do any miming. Can't
yeah.
have it.
Unfortunately, this run does not qualify as a valid run. You must redo it.
We've already burned the VODs. They don't exist anymore, guys. So.
Yep, they somehow vanished from the speed gaming community. I don't know how it happened.
All those in chat are complicit.
Yeah. All right, so we have both Greg and Ding Wu in Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is going to be an interesting one.
Oh, yes. We get to see just how clamped those clamped bosses really are.
Absolutely. All right, so it looks like DBS is finally picking up a ribbon. That's a good job. And there is access to at least one other ribbon, which is pretty free. I want to say it was an armory, but we're at Lich, and they threw out a nuke. So Lich is like, sorry, bro, I'm not a speed bump today.
Ha! Lich wants his respect, darn it.
Mm-hmm. Don't Rodney Dangerfield me. And that was certainly passed off to Gregory Puff. Yep, the opening spell script is N-U-K-E. Now, if I'm Dangwoo, I'm keeping that. I want to actually cure for that white mage, just because I need those lives. But you're better than me, of course, and you GG'd it.
Yeah, it is definitely a little bit of a risky strat, but Dangwoo pulled it off, so just dispense those heal potions and get everybody back up on their feet.
Now, this is actually something that I need to get better at, just menuing to get the heals. Mm-hmm. You have no idea how hard, I mean, like, of course you do, but like anyone who's played this game, if you've never played it, heal pots, just being able to officially menu, you have no idea how much time that saves you. And just putting yourself in a position to easily access those heal pots within 1 or 2 clicks of the controller is key.
Yeah. And for anybody watching, if they haven't played this, then what you just saw with what those guys are doing with heal pots, Dangwoo just made it look ridiculously easy, and it's not.
No, that would have easily taken me over. I'm not joking. That would have taken me about 60 seconds to get all those heal pots off. I'm not joking.
Yeah. Now, there are obviously some ways to help with that. You notice that those heal pots were in the bottom left slot of the inventory, which makes it, you don't have to input as much to be able to get to it and then get it to the various characters. But even then, it's still not the easiest thing ever. So,
as Gregory took care of Lich pretty easily, so that's good for Gregory Puff, and we're about to be on to Carrie here in a second. Yep. Bringing on some Lock 2, some Fog 2, Temper. Gotta like that early find of the tail and the early level up is giving us charges on both the Knight as well as the Ninja, so they have some utility. Like that Ninja right there, throwing out a Lock 2 along with another Lock 2. That's key. Because now you're able to start getting... See, now that it's down, at least that Lock 2 is thrown out. Maybe get some Invis in your life. Or Quad X. Okay, I see you. Fading and Quad Xing. Spicy. You got to swing 4 hits, 266. And Carrie demands respect as well. Carrie's like, I will body you. What? Don't play around. What's my name? Got to swing 3 hits, 134, Lock 2 going off, and the Black Mage goes down as well. And
oh no!
Fortunately, so we got a fade maybe. Ouch, that's not a good sign. Let's hope see if Gregory can get through this. Temper and so this definitely requires some Fog 2 immediately. You want to get some armor up at least. Another Cure 4 going off, 2, and Dangwoo's like, I'm grinding.
Yeah.
10 hits, 900 something damage. All right, that's all good. Let's get one more of those off from the night, and we should. There we go. So 9 hits, 1,625 damage. And how many life charges do we have? Let's check it out. Okay, excellent. You got enough life charges. So we still got one more in reserve.
Yeah.
And shout outs to Hydrate Bot, because I want you to have some H2O in your life. Look at those waters glaring at you, because why? You don't drink enough water, people.
I was going to say, yes, a lesson we could all stand to learn.
Hydrate Pot followed up by the Seafood Party Pack. Indeed, aquatics are in today.
And in some sense, it was fortunate that Greggly Puff was able to get away from that, because you notice those lobsters had slow.
Oh, yeah.
And that probably would have lost at least a minute just waiting for those lobsters slow all the darn time.
The only thing worse is the trans party from the Seafood Party Pack. That is the absolute worst tile, I think, in the whole game. Like,
yeah.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
We're listening to Armin van Buuren right now? Come on, guys. And Kraken takes a crack at the screen. We're going to get some fast up. We're not playing that game. Double tempers. And harm, we're going heal. I like, or actually menu, I don't know. Fast, lit 2. Not bad. We can stomach that. Temper 5. A swing. Ooh, 8 hits already. 708. So Kraken might not be long for this world. Getting a lock 2 off. Potentially without lock. And then a swing from the night. We should be looking at a dead Kraken. Oh no, so Kraken came to party hardy. 14 hits, 1,000 and some change. One of those tentacles seems to be a Masamune. And swinging and up 10 hits, 1488. Dunsies.
It's worth noting while that battle was going on, DBS turned in the adamant and picked up the bottle.
Ooh. Maybe the fairy has a baby. So we are going to see Tiamat. Oh boy. The last life 2 has been used. Fast going off. Temper going off. Temper going off. And a swing. Rub. Return. Miss. You're going to need some lock in your life. Temper. And a swing. Lock 2. Lock 2 is Demon RHK has a Kraken, right? 293, so yeah, Tiamat's got some absorb on. Lock 2 going off, another swing, 6 hits. Alright, cutting through that. The black mages are down. That's not what you want to see, because now you don't have any access to fast. However, you do have a temper shirt. Fade going off. 101, swirl. You can get by. Another swing. And Tia is down. So you're not in the greatest position, but you do have a temper 5 shirt. So at some point you'll be able to stack that up. And also I believe the knight has lock. No, the knight doesn't have lock, but they should have fog too. So hey, let's see what we can do.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting fight simply because, it might get even more interesting if, the worms are being terrible. Somebody go find Kevin Bacon. So now we get to
everyone. Go ahead.
I was going to say, now we get to see if Greggly Puff can man mode the chaos fight.
That is going to be a tough ask. Can't even lie. So you got to temper yourself. You got to fog yourself. Woo! You better go ahead and you got the Vorps. You got Clear 3s, Fog 2s. Yeah. And putting you in the 3rd slot doesn't do anything because you're the only thing alive.
Yep, so it just keeps them at the 4th slot.
Fog 2. Alright, Lit 2 goes off. Return. Yeah, I'm gonna fall 2 up, release 4 turns, and then temper 4 turns. So lit 2 going off 3 times in a row. Okay.
I was about to say,
Blizzard?
do we have a stuck script? But then Blizzard went
We
off.
see it fast go off on chaos though. That's horrible.
Oh,
Body.
ouch.
Oof. Now, Dang will probably have an easier time ish. And then again, I don't know. So this is one of the like I said, hey, look, everything was all good till we got the Topher, right?
Yeah.
Everything was all good. It was peaches and cream until we got the Topher. So
Yeah, everything was good until the Chaos Nation attacked.
Yep, so Gregory's going to grind. And I don't know, down. Okay. Look at the fighters. Yeah, exactly. The fighters on the upper.
I was going to say, I think he might have taken the wrong turn at Albuquerque, yeah.
It happens to the best of us, especially during everything being shuffled.
Oh, yeah.
And even when you look at the spreadsheet, it's like everything molds into everything, so.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that, now that we're at the minute 45, yeah, they wish, hour 45 point, I have a feeling both teams are probably sitting there going, okay, what's going on? Because these flags have been usually finishing under 2 hours. And, of course, there's still a possibility that it could for at least one of, either Dengwu or Gregory, but I get a feeling both of them are probably sitting around thinking, okay, what is everybody else going through? Or what's the other team going through that nobody's, not even one of the runners have said, hey, we're done with it, much less, one of the teams. But yeah, this is essentially another testament to Clamped. Just how hard these bosses can hit and how bad they can be. Alright, so it looks like Gregory is pushing his party up to 31 and continuing on with the grind, whereas Dingwoo's made his way onto the seafloor and is having some fun with the party pack, as always.
There we go. Discord doing Discord things. If y'all ever done commentary, you already know how it goes.
Yeah, hey, it's technology's a wonderful thing, ain't it?
It really is. I can't complain unless I complain.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing to complain about until there is.
Mm-hmm. What I was saying though actually is, yeah, so they're definitely gonna have to. I mean, if I'm Dangwoo, I would probably choose the grind, to be honest. And what's unfortunate is we are only seeing the worms actually in Topher. Because if we could find worms anywhere else, that would be a dope grind. Maybe at this point, like I said earlier, go up to. You might want to check out Warmac. Pop off 2 or 3 of those.
Well, it's interesting also, I noticed on Dangwoo's screen that we saw the Gershark Big Eye encounters, which also would have been a really good grind, except not in the middle of Topher.
You really don't want to get out of Topher knowing that as soon as you beat it, it done it. So it just sucks grinding in Topher. You just never want to do it.
Yeah. Well, I'll be curious to see how far Gregory takes this grind, because it's looking like he's got his fighters in the low to mid 30s, and
42.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially because now they both know just how, Chaos started out kind of giving them a little bit of a finger wag and then just kind of full out decked them in the face.
Fast. Like, yeah, nah. And also, if anything, I want my white mage to get like one more charge of life 2, because any more life 2 is any more life 2.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not sure how much. I mean, obviously, the battle would have been different had Gregley had all of his fighters up instead of having to go in and try to man mode it. But I'm not sure how much different it would have been, because a fasted Chaos is going to punch out just about anything, no matter whether it's wearing dragon armor or gold paper. And of course, it would have obviously allowed for perhaps a little bit more defensive mitigation with more Invis 2s and Fog 2s. So it's hard to say, obviously, but with Chaos hitting as hard as it has and the other Fiends not exactly being paper mache themselves, then you definitely don't want to risk it.
Excuse me. They tell you to risk it for the biscuit, but in this case, I don't think it's worth it. So
yeah, the biscuit's a little too burnt for my liking on this one.
Nah, I don't have no butter. You know what I mean? I'm not going.
Yeah, at least give us a little bit of syrup or jam. I mean, come on.
That's what I'm saying. Dry biscuits, burnt on the top and the bottom. Oh my gosh, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, how dare you, Chaos? Well, I want to send this back to the kitchen.
Chef was not on point in the morning.
Well, I mean, maybe he was on point, just not on the point that anybody else wanted him to be on.
Touche.
All right, so Dengwu is taking on Tia 2 as Gregley is re-entering Topher at 1 hour 48. And we had a Quad X try there, 4 hits, 499. Fade coming in for 262. Slow 2 hitting the Ninja, and Quad X not hitting Tia.
That's not the worst. You didn't hit your Knight. You don't have the Katana, so I mean, your Ninja's there for utility.
Yeah.
It's not there for being a DPS person.
Right. Yeah, so I think 2 hits, 255. Quad X still not working yet, so Tia is not yet under 300 HP. So
and at this point, you might want to stop. Yeah, there actually went with a lock. Not it's a single target. Save those slots.
All right, 7 hits, 519. The poor Ninja's on his knees trying to hang on for dear life, and we'll see if that dear life continues. Oh, 5 hits, 611 takes him down, so Dengwu takes down Tia 2 and is in a much better position, at least at this point, than Grinkly Puff was, as DVS engages the robot chicken to our upper right here. Looks like we've got a plethora of nukes and fades from the Magic Party, and unfortunately, Warmech is starting to take said magicians down.
And we do know Warmech carries the nuclear as well, so it's not going to be good for them.
Yep. So Lit 2 coming through, and boy, DVS's fighter, speaking of hanging on for dear life.
Lucky number 13, as we have a Chaos fight. So we're going to fall 2 or no, Invis 2. Fast. Yeah, this is the seed where get old boy up, because you got 2 more of those Lit 2 scripts. Then you got a Blizzard. And then you got a Fast. Get that Knight ready to go. A Temper. Lock coming out on Chaos. Invis 2. Okay. Knight stays alive. Emperor. Invis 2. Brack. Oh no, not Brack. A swing. 440. Lock going out. Invis 2. You know how many stacks that is, by the way?
I'm not sure how many. It's been, I would say, probably at least 3 at this point.
Alright. Now that Lit 2 did go off, I'm expecting to see the Blizzard script. Okay, another lit 2. Feeling pretty good about this is Mad Tempers went off. 10 hits, 597. One more lock, one off from the Ninja. Another Temper going up. Looks like we're max. No, we're not max Tempers. We're still going one more. And I'm going to lock 2 for good measure. Swing 10, 689. One more lock 2. 173. Still no fast going off, so that's good. Went for the Ninja. You've done your job. Ooh, fast. 10 hits, 506, Invis 2. We've got quite a few stacks of that up. Hopefully we'll be okay. Lock 2. Chaos is going to take a swing at somebody. And nothing happens. And a miss. There we go. Invis. 10 hits. Oh, so Dang Wu did it at 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 8 seconds. So good job for Dang Wu. But that doesn't mean anything in terms of the team, because if Gregory Puff don't dot done, they didn't finish.
Right. Yeah, that's part of the feature of this co-op randomizer is that both members of the team have to finish in order to complete the seed. So that's why you're saying the single G's in chat there, because well, one of the team members is done, but it ain't GG until it's good and gone for both.
It's just G. That's the new one. I'm definitely doing that for all my commentary things from now on. Please place your G's in chat for a partial finish. Let's give a little bit of love to DVS and Demon right now. We've been focusing on Gregory and Dangwoo for quite a bit, so it looks like Demon has some levels on that night for sure at 500 HP. And looks like now they're probably just on a shard hunt.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that they were taking down some fiends while the refights and chaos were on Gregory and Dangwoo's side. So, yeah, the DVS and Demon have definitely gotten some momentum now. They've been able to make some good progress. And, of course, you see their levels now. Demon's in the high 20s, and I believe DVS is right around that point, too, because both of them eventually ended up also taking the fighter grind.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it looked like... No, excuse me, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so yeah, it looks like they were able to finally get the momentum that they needed. It's just, unfortunately for them, their momentum came it came later than Gregory's and Dangwoo's, whether that was just because of any sort of an exploration gap, or, I mean, it's one of those things that it could have just been happenstance that maybe they saw scripts that Gregory and Dangwoo didn't, and so the Gregory and Dangwoo were able to take those fighters down, get experience, and get that momentum going, whereas DVS and Demon were not. It's definitely it's one of those things that it can turn on a dime as far as that sort of thing goes.
Oh, for sure. And DVS looks to have... So it looks like Demon had 22 orbs, while DVS has, I think, 60. Could be wrong. Nope, I lied. So they have 23 orbs, DVS. Sweet. Now, what they don't know is this Topher is atrocious. So
this is true, yeah.
Bird's eye view.
Yeah, I was gonna say we as the observers know what insanity is going on. They do not.
Well, I will remind them in the interview last time. I did tell them that you got freebies last seed, so prepare for a gruel the next one. And an hour 55 minutes in, yeah.
Well, it looks like on Gregory's side we have a re-encounter with Carrie 2, who sadly decided to destroy the White Mage, and then Gregory exited out. I guess is going to give it another shot. Of course, with the White Mage down, there's no more life casting and no more picking anybody else up, so it's understandable.
Yeah. It's necessary. Yeah, at this point, Gregory just has to press on and get it done. Just has to get it done.
So I will note on Dingwoo's side, I don't know if you see the Chaos defeating tag, but apparently Gregory has somehow styled himself as the Cake Boss.
The Cake Boss.
We might have to inquire about that in the interviews.
We may definitely 100% have to inquire about that.
I just saw that and I'm going, where did this name come from? I see on DVS's side, he is 2 shards away from hitting that 28, so he is just about good to go on that front.
Indeed. And I mean, it ain't over till it's over, people. For all we know, DVS could just go in, get the beast mode runs. Don't see anything atrocious. So it ain't over till somebody got done with the extra G. Or question mark done in our case in terms of the command, but that's not the
Yeah, I mean, well, you're so used to SRL that dot done is the standard here. But we're racing this within the FFR Discord, so we gotta use question marks instead of those little irritating dots.
Mm-hmm. Lich making its umpteenth appearance on someone's screen. At this point, with 4 screens, just take it for what it is via commentary. You get what you get. Some spells going off fast, so we actually have we've already got our magic using back road. Not a good feeling at all. And we also know that Lich and Carry hit hard. So, but so do you, Gregory Puff. Three life 2 spells left. Woo! And you're already seeing like the utility of the ninja versus the black mages, because the ninja was able to cast everything. At least utility-wise, the ninja was able to cast everything that the black mage was. Well, because of that extra evasiveness and also the HP pool, it was just able to stay alive. Whereas Gregory Puff has more charges, but they're frail. So and we don't have magic to keep. We don't have armor to kind of keep them afloat this seed. So that's the centrifugal difference. So, and I'm not one to run thieves, but hey, shout outs to actually showing off successful, thieving strats, especially when you got, like I said, that tail super early. It's one of those times where Red Mage was the bunk and Thief had extra good utility.
Yeah. So as Gregory takes on the Carry 2 fight, I want to mention on DVS and Demon's side. First off, Demon is having his fun with the robot chicken, has already seen that nuclear and was able to survive it completely, so kudos on those levels. DVS also has found a fighter and mage grind tile in Ice Cave, which he took for a few levels to get up into the mid-20s with all of his fighters, so it's really about the only thing better than a fighter tile that the others found was a fighter and mage tile. So,
yep. Yeah, and DVS going to grind.
Yeah, well,
DVS did he enter Topher?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I think he's 1 shard short. So that might be what he's going down for, is to get that one. Well, I say that, and then he skips past treasures here if he hadn't already gotten them. So probably just going after 1 more shard where he knows how to get it, and then is gonna.
Or is he going back to that fighter? Nah, he's going to be shard.
No, I was gonna say if he was going back to the fighter tile, he would have stopped in Earth 2.
Yeah, he got.
So he's picking up stuff.
Gregory, on the other hand, has got some reviving to do with 1 more life 2 left to go and still has to fight Tia, it looks like. Or Kraken?
And Kraken.
No, yeah, Kraken. So
Yeah, he's still got 2 fiends left. So Topher is being just as terrible to the team as DVS and Demon RHK kind of need Topher to be, because otherwise it would be pretty much curtains.
good seed though to run as a challenge, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you know where everything is, but just these flag sets and stuff, good seeds to run in case you just want to get your gaming up.
Yeah. Well, chat pointing out the Demon has 2 temper shirts. And now so does DVS, presumably.
That is actually a really good strat, because now you can depend on just item magic, boom. Like, you're automatically going to have tempers going off. Even if you go into a situation with just, a fighter and a white mage, you're going to have temper.
Yeah.
That's good to see.
Yeah, and considering how DVS just zeroed in on it, that was what they were playing. That's what he was playing at was, hey, it's time to get that second temper shirt. Because obviously, because both teams of runners knew that they were coming into this seed set with the idea of clamp bosses, that the fiends were not going to be playing around in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So
nope.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure that they were ready for it, and we're of course seeing that play itself out here with Gregglypuff, who's through his Kraken 2 fight and is headed over to Tia 2 once again. So it's definitely been quite the Topher so far.
It definitely has been quite the Topher. It's just been quite the seed in general. And I'll kind of ask, I guess, both teams what they think in terms of their party composition, mantra, so to speak. Because me personally, I like going fighter and then just mage rainbow, including the red, because even if the red doesn't get, for instance, this seed, they would have got horrible magic charges. Besides, I don't even think they got level 5 fade. So they wouldn't have had that much utility, but they can swing something. You know what I mean? And with 2 temper shirts, at least you have a dedicated, something else can swing. And there was like an ice -3. Not the greatest, but even that can get it done if it needs to.
Yeah.
So Dangwu having that extra swing versus being able to definitively use the spell tree, I get it, because, you're not missing out on any spell. But as you can see, having those double black mages, they didn't get any utility this seed. Minus the grind, now they can do, but there's not wholesome utility out of them, if that makes sense. So
it really was interesting that we've got basically 2 parties in this seed. We've got the fighter double black white, which 3 of our 4 runners have, and then we have Dangwu with the thief/ninja, kind of breaking up the party a little bit. And it's, even though we never did find a katana or an Excal or a Maza, we did still find a decent enough sword that if you get it in the hands of either a fighter or a ninja, it's definitely going to get things done. And you add to it the thief utility of being able to run away, then you get the fact that Dangwu finished the seed right now 13 minutes ahead of anybody else, including his own teammate.
That's true. That is very centrifugal. Like, running away early for Dangwu helped him preserve levels. The evasiveness and the HP of the ninja allowed it to stay alive later on, and the utility factor of having it leveled up so early and getting those charges, being able to throw out those locks, those lock 2s, those utility spells, was really a centrifugal difference in just how Dang was able to approach Topher.
Yeah.
We got a chaos fight. I will leave this to you, my friend.
Alrighty. Well, looks like we have 2 party members for it, so getting Invis 2 out, and we've got Fighter going ahead and attacking, 3 hits for 315, so not a bad start to the chaos fight. We have more Invis 2, so a focus, of course, on evasion, considering how hard we've seen Chaos hit, especially after that fast. Second turn for 191, Chaos throws out the first of those lit 2s, and the second one should be coming up this turn, I would expect. So 293 from the fighter that time. Chaos swings and misses, fortunately. So those Invis 2s already putting in some work. Gets a bad roll out of the fighter that time. I think I saw 8 damage on that one, which nobody's writing home about that.
No.
So swinging from the fighter, more Invis 2. I think this will put us up to 5 stacks after this turn. So you get one more, and then both of them have the maximum dodgeability outside of getting hit with any crits. So Ink comes across and does nothing. We get heal 3, and then they swing for 281. So this is more kind of chipping away at Chaos in a lot of fashions. And there comes that fast, but we do have the dodgeability maxed out, so hopefully that will help. We get 363 from the fighter, and now we're on to Temper. Chaos kind of, I wouldn't really say taking it easy, as we get 278 on that swing, but hasn't really been super bad considering that you've got, of course, the maximum Invises. That's helped out a ton. Looks like the fighter is starting to swing a good bit harder. We get more Tempers, Fire 3, which does very little. Then 5 hits, I think 965 was what came up there. So Chaos is getting pretty close, I think. Yeah, there you go. This hit does it. 6 hits,
Get your
11.
second G's out, and people in chat, we done did it.
Yeah, so 1158 takes down Chaos, and the Upstarts take this match with an official time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 55 seconds. So GG to Dingwu and Gregley, and DBS has gone ahead and mentioned to the room that they're going to continue on, even though it might be a little bit. That's understandable, and definitely a testament to their fortitude and endurance that they are going to go ahead and finish the seed.
Absolutely. Well, let's see if we can get him in chat.
Yep. Let the speed gaming bot do all the hard work, and we can sit here and bask in the grandeur of a tough Chaos fight that finally went Gregley Puff's way.
Absolutely. That was a seed, no question.
Oh, definitely. You were mentioning that earlier, that if you were running this seed, you'd be a little ways behind them. I very much would be too. I can assure you of that.
It's like, I mean, I needed the bird's eye view to get the logic together that, okay, we're going to need, the stop and the Temper 5s, and then go down to, the fighters with the Vorpal 5 to get somewhere. Because that was the difference. They were able to piece together that centrifugal logic, and then they both sat there for about 7 minutes each, getting up to level 16 respectively, and then they were able to do what they needed to do.
Yeah, and we can ask them themselves about this, because we have Gregley Puff and Dangwoo in the chat. Howdy, GG, and congratulations.
GG.
We did it. I don't know. I think the winners of that race were anybody that didn't have to actually run that speed.
You know who the real winner of this race was?
What is that?
Will Bloodworth, because we just basically goaded the thief like this entire time. We've been big up in the thief. So Will Bloodworth, if you're watching, you're actually the MVP of this entire season. Congratulations.
I mean, the entire time, obviously with our awesome spells, we're not doing so hot. Greg finds the Temper shirt, and he's like, oh, we got this fighter tile, we can use that later. And then I travel there because that's our progression. And I'm like, wait, we've got a weapon, we're promoted. Why don't we just use the Temper shirt? And, we grinded that fighter tile, which was evasive enough, and I'm like, I don't think a lot of people would do this, or think to use it. And Greg's like, oh man, we are so behind, we're gonna lose. I'm like, I don't think you realize how bad that early game is.
I mean, we were talking about exactly that, how every single seed presents an interesting set of logic, and in principle, there is actually a grindable tile. for like the early, mid, and late, right? And so it just happened to be that y'all did have to piece together the temperature plus the Vorpal equals grind those fighters to level 16, so then we could do something.
Yeah, yeah. The Vorpal was a very nice find. Unfortunately, I mean, it was like if you didn't grind and gain levels, I don't think you actually make it through to progression because like that ice cave was nasty enough, and then there was that left-hand side which was, I think, decently, yeah, because it led to Earth Incentive, which had the canoe, so to get through a vampire with literally nothing. I could only imagine how bad that was, and it looks like they're about to witness the fun times that is Temple of Fiends.
the sunshine and smiles, that is.
Oh, but Greg, I love you, buddy. He had that awesome wipe to Worms just before getting to Chaos, and he was kind of tilted on top of his controller not working, but, he battled through it, which is, I got to give him all the props in the world for it.
Well, and then I hit back-to-back Iron Gulls and Worms with my fighter White Mage and thought I was going to take another wipe, and I was like, oh my god, the seed, and then the triple back row shots on my fighter from Carry. So the first one killed my fighter right away. The second time I went through, killed my White Mage right away. Then the third time through, was able to get the Fog 2 and the Invis 2s up, and then she kept attacking my fighter, but luckily wasn't able to one-shot my fighter those times around. And I was like, this is insane. This RNG is like unreal. I'm having Burt Reynolds RNG here with this Carry fight. And the first time, if I had moved my fighter into the right slot and was able to run away from those worms before my White Mage died, I would have more than likely been able to kill Chaos on my first dive. So I was tilted on the fact that had happened, that I felt so far behind because of that stupid wipe after the Tia 2 battle. And then, just you saw everything else. It was a rough early game. I thought that our first game was tough with with stun and temper at level 1, but no. nothing compared to slow 2 and confuse at level 1 and having to dive a double split dungeon to get a canoe out of wherever the canoe was. Where was the canoe? Dang.
Canoe was the vampire chest, I believe.
That's right. Yeah.
And just being thankful that like level 5 had fade. You're like, oh, thank God.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, if we didn't have another city, that was the other thing too. Is like, level 5 was the only other one that was available, and if we didn't have that, I'm like, you needed to get that to get through that area, the warp and the fade to get through that area, to get down there, to get the canoe, to finally get to Provoca, to do another super deep dungeon, to get the waterfall, to get the floater out.
Yep. How long did you guys go without getting houses? Without having like a place to buy houses?
Way too long.
They were in Provoca, which was in a volcano. So I think we were about the 45-minute mark when we. I think we were at the 45-minute mark when we finally got the canoe. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah, because like not having houses within the first like 2 towns that you finding Melbourne's great, but you're like, crap, like you can't get no items.
Yeah, and then it taunts you. It's like, oh look, here's warp, here's fade. Oh, there's an invis stick. If I had just gone one more floor during my cheeky check.
And then scale -5.
Yeah.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just in case y'all hadn't felt slapped in the face enough in this seed, yeah, there's an Excal -5, which I think that's the first time we'd seen a top tier sword outside of the Vorpal in this seed.
Yeah.
So
obviously, Katana would have been 9, even though you can't roll a 9, because of course that's our logic.
I mean, that was the funny thing about it. So, like, obviously the Fiends all hit really hard as, DVS finds out about Lich's first turn nuke, but Carry had 7 hits, hit like a truck. Kraken hit like a truck. Tiamat hit like a truck. Chaos all hit like a truck. And I'm like, well, at least I got a ninja, right? I mean, there's no way that this could be terrible. And he's still getting bodied after like one hit. I was just like, all right, ninja didn't really pay off this time.
Ninja did pay off this time though, especially if you like watch the VOD. It
The run
saved
back,
you.
I guess.
One, you kept levels in the early on, and also being honest with you, the utility of your ninja, especially because you had the very early Bahamut, your ninja had charges. So you'd be surprised, like watching the VOD, those locks that you threw out, stuff like that, that utility gave you an extra edge because the black mages were just too squishy. They weren't able to stay around long enough.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Definitely did very well. Warmech was possibly the trolliest boss fiend, bear none, out of all the enemies. And I'm only saying that because the first time I went against Warmech, attacked only the entire time. I said, all right, that's the attack only thing. I'm like, all you got to do is cast some invises and you're good to go, you know? And literally the next thing, it casts nuclear. You know, and it's casting spells, and I'm like, wait, I wasn't prepared for this. All right, and that's why I wiped the second time. And then I think Greg wiped once or twice off of Warma, and then I almost wiped a Tiamat. Yeah, that was great. It was good times.
Oh yeah, I did remember that because you came in there with just two fiends. I mean, with just two party members right after Warmack.
Yeah, I didn't have life because we didn't know where life was because I forgot to check Gaia level 8 magic. And Greg's like, where is life? I'm like, I don't know. I thought we found it. Guess not.
Yeah,
Right
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta like life 2 and lock or wall all being level 8.
That was the trolliest. It was just like, well, I mean, I'm not picking up anything else but life 2.
Man. And then Dang didn't exit out like after he killed. He was like, nah, cool, I'll 2-man to you. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean,
hey,
look,
there's that.
Hey, look at that situation though. I mean, you had just gotten up to like level 30. You still had your white mage up, and you knew you had the temper. You knew you had the temper shirt plus. You was rocking vocal 5, so I would have tried it because I'm not trying to go back to hit a temper to hit at Warmack that body twice.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just my thing.
Yeah, that was.
I think Tiamat was 2-shotting, or no, he got a crit. That's what it was. He got a lucky crit, and he put me in a panic mode. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, you were like back row with 13, but then you got off that cure 4, so you was like, all right, I'm good to go.
So,
And
Greg?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
I'm finally back.
You're good. Okay, so Greg,
Yes.
I have to ask you one thing.
Mhm.
Cake Boss?
Yeah. Yeah. Cake Boss. That's the oh wow, oh holy moly, I just looked at the results of something else. Yeah, Cake Boss, that's the name that of course Dang gave himself. Or no, did you give that name to yourself, or was that Burt Reynolds that gave you the name Cake Boss?
That was Burt Reynolds after, yeah.
Yeah,
With
so I
the
always
whole
go with
picture and
Gregory
everything.
Puff, and he and my partner here always calls himself something random, so that whenever I get things, I can laugh at whatever team name or name he gives himself during the thing. But yeah, I never picked up Cake. I went on ahead and went with Warp and Ice 3 because I didn't have enough money to pick up Cake. I probably should have, because I would have saved some charges on those mini Lich 2 battles I had. Because man, all those fiends were bad. All those fiend refights were all terrible.
Yeah, Topher, and you guys kept mentioning they hit like a truck. I'm now sitting here imagining the entrance to Temple of Fiends simply being the back of a Mack truck just staring wide open at you or something.
Yeah, but
I
looks
mean,
like
that's what it felt like. They carry one-shot my knight for 711, one-shot his knight for, just as much damage.
Yeah.
When a carry does that, and then a Kraken can follow right after, I mean, you only have so many Invis 2s, you can cast it in a turn.
You only have so many life 2s that you can cast in a game.
Yeah, good luck.
So.
Good luck, Davis, in this carry 2 battle. Let's see how this goes, especially leaving his knight up in the front slot like that.
Definitely,
And we're about to see carry 2 do carry 2 things.
Ooh, no respect strats either. I mean, hey, it's brazen. I definitely can give you an applause, as a spectator, but it's
Yeah.
like going out there watching the gladiators against the lions, right? It's like, well, we're here in the Coliseum to watch this, but
I mean, at least he's getting decent fade and nuke charge shots, but and there it goes, almost a one shot. I wish my knight would have taken a hit that easily. My knight got hit one hit, however many hits, 900 damage.
Ooh, but you know what? DBS believing in themselves. Like,
Man.
nah, I like it. That's what I'm talking about. Not even using Cure 4 charges, and gonna only have to use that one life too. So I like it.
Okay.
Okay. Use the Cure 4. Use the Cure 4. Okay.
I now know
Don't
what
regret
the
it.
difference was. I know what the difference was. You guys ready? They have the cat claws on their knights. That's the advantage. The cat claw raised the evasion.
Ooh.
Oh, is that what it was? Because I'm pretty sure Vorpal
You're
5 is still better than
right.
the Cat Claw.
Well,
I'm just
it clearly
for
not.
evasion.
It clearly
Nah,
not, Gregory.
Nah, so Vorpal's gonna have better crit, but there's Cat Claw 4, so I didn't consider that. So you're right for evasion purposes.
I mean,
No,
I picked up the Cat.
No. I'm just messing with you. The cat claw doesn't raise evasion. I'm just messing with you.
It doesn't?
No.
I was about to say, considering I have used the cat claw a grand total of 0 times, vanilla or randomizer.
I'll definitely put it on a black belt.
Let's go on ahead and see what this Kraken 2 is going to be all about.
Oh dear.
Hey, he's going to actually move some people around, so that's pretty good.
How'd y'all feel about the crusty armor in terms of the CFC? Gold 3 is the only thing y'all were using. Like Gold 3.
Yeah. No.
They have 2 temper shirts. This is unfair. Where's the other one? They have 2. I see it on DVS.
Yeah, they found another temper shirt.
It was probably it was probably past the Rodlock since we never went back there.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was.
Lit 2 action. You got a Lich happening on Demon's side. Hopefully he doesn't get first turn nuke like we all did.
No, it looks like it just
Blackstrap?
plunged.
Oh, would have loved to see a Brack go off and do that.
Yeah, Brack shots are kind of bold in this particular thing. I mean, it'd probably be better than trying to take down all 2,000 HP of whatever Kraken has.
Nah, they got 2 temper 5 shirts. I mean, it's a free charge. There's nothing else on that charge.
No.
Unless stop happens.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Never made it long enough and stop lands because he must have the ribbon on that Black Mage. Cure 4? Cure 4? I like the X version. I like that.
Oh, God have mercy.
Yeah, I saw a couple of 13.
That tentacle is a masa.
All right, so DBS, when you come back and watch this Kraken battle, make sure you throw a Cure 4 on anybody that's stunned. We'll cure that status.
Oh no! I'm resetting out.
Ooh, it worked though. Yeah, the Expert plus Brack ends up doing something.
I mean, GG's on that, but I'm getting out of there without the white mage.
I
know
think
you
you're
kind of
fine.
have to on principle.
I
What?
think if he moves some stuff around, he could be fine. He's out of heal charges because he didn't use any of his heal 3s before carry.
See, what
And we
I'm
know
worried
there's-
about is what?
I was just saying, we know there's like 4 encounters on this floor. At least that's what I saw. There was the Airs, there was Zombie D and Wiz Vamp, and then there was Iron Golems and Worms if you went in off the hard reset. So this could get kind of ugly if he can't get through this battle, or if he does get through this
See,
battle.
Yeah, what I'm worried about is the black mage is just too squishy. It's just ooh.
And Tia is not squishy.
Ooh, I didn't
Exactly.
see slow too.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I mean, hey, you can't throw Brack out there.
In summary, DVS, we deeply apologize for the terrible nature of your Temple of Fiends Revisited. Unfortunately, we cannot offer any refunds at this time.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, mate. They bought the tickets, and I'm like, listen, it's like a prenup. It's like, you signed on the dotted line, so
Oh,
the
yeah.
Black Mage.
Ooh. And DVS is gonna go grind.
I mean, I have to give it up
Yeah,
to
this
these
is a
runners
tough
for
one.
sure for keeping it going.
Absolutely, you love the tenacity no matter what. And
And I'm
hopefully, at least
assuming-
we can see one of them die. Finish chaos.
I think once you get past the carry Kraken Tiamat, Chaos was a big baby. I mean, aside from the hit that he did on me, 3 hits for 7 whatever, that wiped me on my first run, he didn't do anything. It was just, because he meleeed my poor fighter down.
Mm-hmm. But you did have Max, invises up, and not knowing that Kraken is going to do that is different, right? Because you're like, oh, you're doing nothing but fire 2s and etc., and then fast.
Yeah, he's having a much easier time getting through those fighters. Even though I'd like to see, they're under 300, so you could throw a quad X down. It'd probably be a little bit quicker than meleeing them down, but I think it's fine.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, especially with both of the black mages, I'm gonna just throw nukes all day. You're right. Yeah, quad X them.
I don't think I've seen so many cat claws.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty impressive. I mean, I saw them in I picked up cat claws after I had my initial wood stick grind. I went back to Melman to pick up Fade and all that, and I saw cat claws were for sale, and I was like,
You did have a wood stick grind. I do remember.
Did I? Yep. You throw enough tempers on a wood stick, and you're able to, do something.
Swing for 20.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another brat coming out. Ooh.
I like the Brack strats over here. I like this, man. Sometimes you just got to Hail Mary it.
Well, the X-Fer already hit.
You got the charges. So. Brackens oh, come on. Over-unders in chat for will this be broken into pieces? I say yes. Oh, and if you went with me, you lost.
Well, we got to see a black mage broken into pieces.
Yeah.
Most certainly.
Yeah, you got this demon.
We did have Chad accurately guessing the nature of, at the very least, the Vorpal earlier. Because they were guessing the magnitude of the weapons that were going to, and armor that were going to be coming out, and they got a pretty good number of guesses correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just surprised, we didn't find anything really, like, I know that Dang would have probably liked to have had, like, a katana or anything besides the one Vorpal for his ninja. Man, this Kraken battle was going a lot longer than he probably wants it to go. More Brack's totally missing. At least he's got that Invis stick. Man, that Invis stick would have been awesome to have.
Yeah, that Invis stick would have done so much work.
I was almost there, Gregley. It was the TFC floor into Earth 1. I was almost there.
Oh, I wouldn't have picked up the Invis stick anyway. I would have been like, oh no, we're fine. I would have never gone back for it, especially as far behind as I felt.
Yeah, y'all were in a prime position. But you couldn't know that playing the game.
Oh no, when you're in it, you have no idea how you're doing. You feel behind. I mean, 45-minute or nearly hour floater, you feel kind of behind in these particular flags.
Definitely.
Especially with that one dungeon. But your opponent sees it, and Demon able to get through that Kraken battle. That's awesome. He's gonna.
Yes.
He's in a much better position to go against this Tiamat for sure. When I say he gets through Tiamat too, he has no issues with Chaos.
As long as he employs proper invis strats on the knight. Once the knight is invised up, yeah. Because if it gets hit, it's gonna die.
Yeah. Well, I will have to say this is the zombie D battle, and then he'll get Iron Gulls after this Tiamat battle. But I also have to say this is an appropriate rematch from Monday. Monday,
course.
clearly too nice to us, had to give us like, a seed for the ages.
You're welcome.
So, and being as though it's that, now round 2 will be a mix of, just interestingness, I'm sure. Good spells, crappy items, weird shard placement. Shards are actually very interesting because, I mean, generally, I don't know how you feel about it, but I find on average, you find most of your shards like in boxes within the first hour. You're like, oh yeah, like shards are already taken care of. You're sitting at maybe 20, then you just got to go take out some fiends. But this one, y'all were still digging out shards to be able to complete it via fiends. I think about for an hour, 10 minutes or so. Shards were not gracious to see.
Well, we were in an interesting situation where we knew where the shards were. We just couldn't get them out of certain places because of how bad that level 1 magic was. But yeah, I mean, looks like Demon RHK is throwing out some tempers. He's got the swirl action happening. He's going to attack. He needs to throw those locks out, man. The locks are what really, even 1 or 2, lock 2s, get that evasion on Tiamat down, and he should be able to land a few hits. Because, like you said, I mean, he's rocking the cat claw, right? Not the Vorpal.
Not the Vorps.
So even a cat claw +4, cat claw in vanilla with the weapon fixes on, I think it has a 14% crit rate or 14 crit rate, as opposed to the Vorpal 5, which has a 35, which obviously is going to crit a little bit more than a cat claw.
But with 7 hits and 1/1/1/1, you're like, all right, good to go.
Yeah, 7 hits, quad 1, and we are through. Tia got 1 more life too. He's gonna actually have all 4 light warriors. He's gonna have a pretty easy time, I think. Just make sure you heal up before you take on iron golems and worms, and you should be fine.
And that's it. I might have actually left that black mage down just before I got to chaos for it, just to be safe. Should be fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I mean he's got
iron goals.
Yep, and then he's gonna get. He's luckily he's healing right now because the next pile is gonna be worms.
And those worms
the worms
are ready to try to buy.
I told you, I not happy about him.
Oh, I was seeing visions of Kevin Bacon running across a parking lot.
Well, Davis, man, he ground all the way up to it looked like 42 I saw across his party.
Yeah.
So he's not messing around. I mean, if you got a black mage over 400 HP, you ground pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to finish the seed.
So yeah, I'll let you guys call this chaos battle. This should be good. Throws that Excel down on the floor right in front of chaos. Here you go. Here's your Excel.
So we got the fast going off, and also the temper, and also the lock 2. And an invis 2. Okay, so we've got an invis going out. Boom. Let's get some fast going out. Boom. Let's get some invis 2 going out as well. And the final is lock 2. Easy to hit. All right, so chaos. Another invis. I don't want to get hit no more. Boom, 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 boom. Temper. Okay, and something. Oh, a temper, and then cure 4 because we need it. Invis stick. Cure 4 with initiative. Lit 2 for 15, 42, 41, 15. Temper 5. Lonk looking real strong. Temper. Magic going back. And what was that? Temper shirt. Invis 2. Lit 2. Taking it pretty easy. Breezy, beautiful cover girl. Okay, temper going up. Invis 2. Easy to dodge. And invis stick. Lock 2. Lock 2. Invis 2. Blizzard. Now, fast will be coming up soon. But we lock 2 in. We lock 2 in. And heal 3. Oh! Make sure HPs are plenty. Invis 2. Now it's time to swing. Throw out another temper shirt, another heal 3, just in case. We swinging. 9 hits, 294. White Mage is good. Fast is not gone off yet. We're gonna get a slow 2, is that? Temper. Cure 4. Lock 2 it was. Easy to hit. Cure 4. Ink. Free turns aplenty. Though Lamp would be appreciated at level 7 for the Black Wizard. That's not the hero there. Temper shirt. Invis 2 or heal 3. Heal 3 is the name of the game. Swinging. 11 hits and a bunch. Temper. Lit 2. Chaos is looking like he ain't long for this world. Temper. Heal 3. Oh, Chaos hit that fast on himself. Temper. Swing. 1407. Hold A and pray. Throw out that lock 2. Throw out that temper. Throw out that heal 3. Up, one more swing. Up, done at 2 hours, 37 minutes, and some change. Demon RHK has done it.
All right, looks like, unfortunately, DVS did not have quite as kind of an attempt at Topher, so I have to dive it again. But definitely congrats to Demon for beating up Chaos and showing us the power of the Kitty Claw.
GG indeed.
Yeah, well played. Demon RHK getting through that. Like I said, once you can get to the Chaos, it's not so bad. Chaos really doesn't do a lot, and actually probably had like the least amount of health of all the Fiendry fights. I felt like maybe it was just because he didn't have nearly as much evasion as the other 3 Fiends combined. It just felt like the battle was over.
So in other words, this should have been an alternate reality where the other Fiends figured out their power, got together, and overthrew Chaos.
Pretty much, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, that's good stuff. Now all we got to do is wait for DVS to do the same, and that's the game.
It's unfortunate seeing these unrunnable encounters, because obviously they're not fun to find anywhere, but especially when you're in Topher and you're really just raring to go. Then suddenly to find, oh, I'm sorry, I have to fight you guys? Can't I bribe you or something?
Can I just NPC guillotine you?
Yeah. I'll just push a button and you're gone. Bye, guys.
Oh, actually, there is an invisible sprite that you can just NPC guillotine if you don't walk into it.
All right, looks like we're getting ready to punch old Speed Bump himself, Mark II. DVS choosing to go ahead and get healed up and such, because obviously he knows just how hard these Fiends are hitting, and the clamps definitely worked out very much in their favor on this seed.
Oh yeah.
So we've got fades and nukes from the white wizard, black wizard. Fighter goes ahead and swings, and then there comes Lich with that first turn nuke. But fortunately, with those levels, not only is DVS's party able to survive it, but they come out looking pretty fresh and clean for having just taken a nuke to the face.
Indeed. Shout outs to Outcast, so fresh and so clean, as Lich is off the screen.
Alright, so employing some heal pots and heal 3s to get everybody back into shape, and we will see DVS hit the carry floor and see what he can do to the Fiery Fiend herself. Well, the recast of the Fiery Fiend, I suppose. Of course, I expect with having ground all of the Light Warriors into the low 40s, I don't expect... DVS probably will have at least a little bit of issues because those Fiends will still hit like a truck. But I don't expect it's going to be nearly as bad overall as what we saw from the last couple of attempts at it.
Nah, not at all. Your White Mage is like 700 HP, I think, almost. So, nah, we should be good to go. You definitely will probably run into a hiccup or two, but I think Chaos is not long for this particular cycle.
Yeah. All right, so carry 2, we've got, looks like a couple of nukes from the Black Mages, we got Fae from the White Mage. So basically the same strategy that DVS pursued going after Lich. 2-hit 76 from the Fighter. That big first turn hit from carry. The Fighter fortunately just, I wouldn't quite say shrugs off, but it's just kind of like a glancing blow to the cheek at this point.
Yep.
So more nukes, and unfortunately the Black Wizard still gets smacked in the face. But that nuke had gotten off before he was dead, so he at least did service to his Light Warrior brethren. Really bad rolls on that magic, though, unfortunately.
You don't like to see it.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, it looked like better rolls this time, and those rolls were enough as the White Mage takes carry down and can bring the Black Wizard back up. So
there we go.
Yep. So the second of the Gatekeepers is dead, and now we've just got to get to Kraken, and then obviously if DVS can make it through Kraken and then Tia, then we know that Chaos is a little bit less hell-raising, I suppose, than the other Fiends.
Chaos isn't going to do too much. Chaos has, looked like it took about maybe 4 swings. As long as you get off max evade from your fighter, you'll be...
Yeah. Yeah, and with having the advantage of that Invis Stick, being able to use that along with, obviously, the Invis 2 strats, then we were seeing, of course, in the Chaos fight, in Demon's Chaos fight, that the fighter had max evade in 3 turns, and if you can pull that off, then there's not a whole lot that any sort of punchy Fiend can do to you unless they get lucky.
Or they cast Lock 2 on you.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so it looks like oh dear, that Black Mage just got abused. Trying to cast fast on the fighter, but it didn't get off because Kraken just one-shot it. But we did get Invis 2 and Fog 2 off, so we're getting, again, a mixture of avoidance and mitigation. Now,
and a Temper Shirt as well.
And a Temper Shirt. So a little bit of strength on top of it. So Temper Shirt on the fighter again, more Fog 2, and then we get the White Mage getting punched, but being able to deliver that extra Invis 2. So more stacks of defense of various types. Fighters getting tempered up, it's going to swing now, and then we get Cure 4 on the White Mage, but too late because Kraken decides to punch her out of existence. Hit from 509 from the fighter. Unfortunately, having the White Mage down is going to produce problems again, but we shall see. The fighter's pretty decently tempered up, so hopefully they'll be able to get some good shots off. Brack strats from the Black Mage, I see. Big hits from the fighter. And unfortunately, the Bracks are, they're not breaking anything else. They're being broken themselves. Another big swing from the fighter in the 700s. We get a Quad X now, and it works. Kraken 2 goes down. Unfortunately, that White Mage also went down, so now it's going to be heal pots and a whole bunch of prayers at this point.
Yeah, great RNG on that Quad X, though.
Yeah,
I'd
absolutely.
like to see a big old hit for 700 and then a Quad X actually land.
Yeah. Yeah, that worked out really well. It's just unfortunate that the White Mage went down, if nothing else.
Here goes all these fouls.
And this is where you're like, there's just no Phoenix Downs created in the universe yet. It's brutal. To be honest, I don't think anything is honestly, maybe FF3 is more brutal. Maybe FF3 is more. Because you can't save anywhere.
Huh.
All right, so it looks like we've got Fast and Temper on the fighter going against Tia 2. The Tia 2 almost completely just brushes aside the Black Mage in one hit, but we'll see if they can
No
get...
Invistic?
Doesn't look like it. And also, you got the fighter employing heal 3 strats, so trying to pull the Black Mage up by its short hairs, so to speak.
Slow 2 going off. Brack.
And it worked!
Ooh, that's what you love to see right there.
Yep, first attempt Brack goes across, so Tia 2 goes down, and it looks like it's going to be about the end of DVS's heal pots, but hey, when you get that opportunity to just kind of whiz on by, you're going to take it.
Yeah. But gotta love the Hail Mary and Viz 2 strats. Or sorry, and Viz 2 strats, Brack strats. Not so much the keeping your Black Mage up in the front row, because there's 2 more encounters he's going to have to get through. Oh no, he doesn't have to actually see him. Look at him. Look at that. Able to avoid the old iron.
On a different table.
Clearly. And again, like I said before, even without the White Mage, I think he's fine. Temper Shirt. Chaos wasn't super evasive, so yeah, he's good. I like the gotta love those Hail Mary Bracks. Feel good.
Man, I'll put that Temper Shirt up on him.
Yeah, it looks like DVS never picked up that Invis stick though. Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, because I remember Chaos smacked my knight around for, it was like 3 hits for like 7 something. So he's just got to go on ahead and hope that Fast Temper strats for that Cat Claw do what they need to do.
Or he gets a 1% roll on Brack.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, fine, I guess the 3 and 256 play.
Yeah. Well, he's certainly going all in on it. This is a start in a row. He's trying to get heal 3 on the fighter. Yeah.
Math is real, so fingers crossed.
Unfortunately, Chaos has 4 hits, because that was 4 hits for like 6 something that landed on Gilga.
Yeah.
Oh no, it just fasted.
That's 8 hits now. Chaos is gonna go full on Kraken strats if he actually attacks again.
There's no more Bracks.
Uh-oh.
So
you better switch to Temper.
You gotta swing. Yeah, you gotta swing.
Oh no!
Oh.
He had Cure 4?
I hate to see it. Yeah, I've never seen that one.
No.
I must have been doing only skills in my battle, because I never saw Cure 4. But granted, our battle didn't go very long.
Yeah, we never saw that on either of y'all.
It's
Thank
fine.
goodness that Quadex went off on the. Oh, they have ribbons, so they're okay.
Yeah, they're fine with the ribbons. Ain't doing ink stuff. I didn't even have Fast. I guess that's just the difference between Cat Claw versus Warple, because I was doing a lot more damage.
Oh,
there goes some damage. Ooh, nuke!
They just got nuked. That is horrible. Oh, God.
And I think because he was using tempers on his spells instead of actual temper charges, or the Temper Shirt.
There's no more nukes.
Oh, dear.
You're right, because he was actually using tempers. He did throw some nukes out later, but...
That's
the
unfortunate. Yep.
The tenacity of DVS to just keep on going, because I would have died done and got some dinner and been done with it. Oh, excuse me, forfeited, but...
Well, I was going to say maybe done with the insanity of the seed at least.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're all speechless because we've been so mesmerized by the sheer insanity of this Topher.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. But sometimes you just got to do you just got to give a moment of silence for the for the knight that gets clobbered.
Yep. The valiant effort.
I personally think if I didn't get nuked, I might have actually had that.
Yeah, if you didn't get nuked, then kill Ford.
Yeah. The Brax were doing well for me, for Tia, just not
They
for
did.
not there.
Yeah, we saw Brax going out. You landed a Brack on Kraken like way earlier, and then that second Brack on Tia, that was awesome.
Yeah, Brack was with him tonight. It wasn't with me. Shout out to Kraken 2 for resisting like 11 Bracks after an X-Fur.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been seeing some pretty legendary Brack dodges throughout this tournament too.
Oh, and I skipped the whole intro thing. DVS. And that other voice is got Demon RHK there.
Yeah, that was one of the gnarliest co-op seeds I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So bad.
It was that early game was so bad, and Dang and I talked about it. We were like, if what we need is at the bottom of this double split dungeon that I had to exit out of twice, then this is going to get ugly real quick. And sure enough, by the time we had cleared everything, we realized, oh, Canute's going to be down here.
Yeah. Well, see, you said exit out twice. Like, it took nearly 45 minutes to find, like, to just be able to get past level 8.
Oh, yeah. Same.
Like, that, like, I've had some bad early runs. Never anything where I couldn't find something to get past level 8. Like, even the ogres weren't safe.
Oh, no.
The Gur ogres.
Oh, yeah, the Gur ogres had Blaze?
Yep.
Yeah, they were
Blaze.
So I just noticed something pre Carry 2 fight. I think you all are gonna like this. Whenever it comes. You'll know what it is. But continue.
Yeah, so Dang and I, we decided to because there was that temper shirt that was right inside of the room in Earth 2, that we were going to take only one fighter, not two of them, but one, because they were on the Earth tile, and we were going to use the temper shirt to temper up our weapon and just pray for good RNG to get some levels. And Dangwu was the one that thought about it, because I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't figure out how to get levels. And he was like, oh, there's a temper shirt in there, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, just temper up your wooden stick. And I was like, okay, I guess. He's like, yeah, get any other weapons out.
That's what happened for us too. Eventually, DDS managed to drop like a couple of encounters and managed to get like he managed to get cat claws on everybody for like 12 grand, and then it's just like, oh, and then he goes, oh, there's been a temper shirt here the whole time, and I'm like, really? As I've been suiciding down this double split, you're telling me there's a temper shirt?
Yeah, like I honestly take like this hurts a little bit, but it's true that I caused us about 30 to 40 minutes of time.
Not even, because even you decided to grind on him, where I just went suicide diving down and eventually got through. But
like, I found that floor. Like, that floor was super early, and I ran into those early fighters, tried to take one, and was like, like that's not working. Never actually checked the room. Oh, oops. And anyway, I'll be okay.
The absolute worst part of that early game was I'm going through ice, and I finally, on the second attempt, get through ice after taking a very slow time of counting and making sure I'm taking every step correctly, so I don't hit that unrunnable sorcerer encounter on the top before dropping down.
Mm-hmm.
And I get through, and I'm like, finally, the canoe, open up the chest, chime, and I just stand there for about 4 minutes, like,
what is this seed?
Yeah, we went right too. what is this device that I see? Yeah, we went right to as well. Dang got there, and he was like, "Oh, it's ice split." He was like, "I got a warp charge. We're good." He does the dip down into ice, and he's like, "It's the chime," and I was like, "No, you gotta go left, man." And then he goes left, and he's like, "There's like 8 more floors." He was like, "Finally, we're on the vampire floor," and I was like, "It's incentive, just beeline it there." And then he checks the better trap treasure past the fighters. I'm like, he's like, "Hey, there's a flame armor in here, or flame shield in here," and I'm like, "Why are you checking chests? What are you doing?"
You just parked there waiting for the canoe, like for a minute and a half. Like, yo, bro, like I'm not even moving on the overworld, bro. I'm not even menuing right now, dog. Like, do something.
And the worst part of the seed is it all just came down to finally diving all the way down the double split to get the canoe, because you know he does, so DVS does the temper strats and he's like, okay, tempered cat claws, and he's like, okay, cool, I'm like level 20 now and I've got the canoe, and I'm like, oh, I found Provoca. Hey, look, quad X. Hey, look, floater. I immediately go right back to the fighter tile and just start quad Xing everybody down and go to like 25.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see like that moment where we finally got the canoe, timing, like, just for my own curiosity, timing that moment between both of us, simply because like it legitimately took, what did you say, an hour and 15 minutes, something like that?
75 minutes before we're in the air, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And like, how did we get there? Like, how did we do after that? And then I just have the worst luck in this Topher. So,
yeah, I mean, I would say we were definitely in a similar situation, because, you know, by the time we got in the air and we had gotten all of our shards and entered Topher, I mean, I felt like it was like, couldn't have been maybe 35 minutes. Like, it was like nothing. Like, we just like flew through. I mean, like, legitimately, because we were in the airship, flew through the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And, but then, of course, this Topher, my God. This is one of the most brutal Tophers I've seen in a long time.
Ooh, there's the swirl. Sorry.
I lucked out on my Topher dive. I didn't see that. I missed the nuke and the nuclear off of Lich. I missed the
nuclear.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lich has nuclear.
I saw so many things.
Man, you missed Cure 4 off of Chaos and Nuke and...
Yeah.
Oof. Alright, lock 2. But...
And I see you found a second temper shirt. You had like one of you guys had an invis stick. Apparently, it was like right past where Dang decided to stop checking chests.
Yeah, the Envis stick was on the bottom right of Earth 1. The second temper shirt was in the bottom left of Sharknado, and the double that you don't have to check the Yeah, it's in the one you didn't have to take the trap tile for.
Good job, Dangwu, who checked that room.
Did you guys actually find a weapon? Because Cat Claw 4 is the new meme for the team.
Absolutely. Cat Claw 4 for the win, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I rocked the cat, but I found a weapon early on, and it was in the middle of that gigantic, horrible, double split dungeon thing. It was in Volcano Armory, and it was past the troll tile. Of course it would be, because it's trolls, and it was the Vorpal 5.
Wait,
Vorpal 5?
Yeah, y'all never got the Vorpal 5. It was right there at that chest.
I was 99% sure I checked that chest. I may have ended up skipping it. That's on me then.
Yeah.
I think you did, but something might have happened where I think you like got out.
I intentionally skipped the tile the first time because I was purposely just checking for stones, and I thought I checked it the first time when I went in the second, and then on top of that, DVS, knowing that everything was an armory, still managed to skip it. So we managed to skip it 3 times. We deserved it.
I will say, you did tell me to skip that particular chest.
I know, I did.
Da, da, da.
Oh man, I'm so out of magic.
Nah, it'd be like that for sure. Like during our runs with me and Laurel Fizzle beef, I was definitely like dropping the ball the most.
Well, and it
Less
didn't
salt
help
was
that
my
early game too. That early game just our notes. Usually we're pretty good and pretty meticulous on note taking, but after getting tilted off by that early game, our note taking just went straight to the pooper. It was just like I'm finding cities. I'm not even marking them. I'm not even barely saying what magic's in them. I'm like, okay, yeah, I found nuke. Have fun. Or
Yeah,
there was
I
found nuke in life too.
You
Yeah,
get
there
to
was
a
definitely-
point where it's like, go ahead. My apologies.
No, it's fine. I was just saying there was definitely a time where I had went into Elfland, and I was so tilted after like getting the airship, and Elfland was like one of the first cities I saw. I think it was Sardis Cave, and I was like, and I had like 400 gold or something stupid, like really low. And Dang's like, "What's in Elfland?" I was like, "Nothing, just nothing. There's nothing here." And then later on, he's like, "Did you see Pro Rings?" And I was like, "They were probably in Elfland. I don't know. I don't care." And then he was like, he's like, "Did you see Invis too?" I was like, "It's probably in Elfland. I don't know. Elfland's stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't have nuke
Exactly.
or temper or fast, so whatever."
No, it just
It
had
always-
Invis 2, it had Lock. I was just like, those are kind of important spells.
It always gets like that when it's just like a super tilty seed. I know me, as much as I try to be jovial, it just gets to a point I'm be like, listen, bro, like I'm your part. I'll talk to you. Like the green dot is good, right? All right. Just be like, you got green dot? Okay. Let's have some silence for about 3 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, what is this? 5 hours, something like that? Or sorry, 5 dies. In that 3 hours.
Don't tell me
Like-
you wiped again.
I was doing good. I had my white mage that time, and I guess I'm gonna say I was distracted by our lively conversation. But like I was actually telling Demon earlier that in my early days, doing this, like running FFRs, I got used to being about an hour and 20 minutes after the last person. So yeah, unfortunately this is familiar territory for me. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this. I don't expect everyone to stick around. I'm just gonna have fun and finish this little game here.
I mean, I'm fine, and there's nothing on the Speed Gaming schedule on Speed Gaming 2, so yes, feel free to do whatever you need to do.
Do what you gotta do. Always
Yeah, do what you gotta do. I'm hanging out, enjoying the show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself for a second and get some Uber Eats, but do what you gotta do, bro.
That sounds beautiful. Well, it's kind of fun to like talk about a game while you're playing the game. Like, we usually do the after thing. But when we're sitting around in a voice chat, enjoying some Final Fantasy, shooting the breeze.
Yeah, I remember one of the first times.
You sure about that?
I'm enjoying myself because when we saw the dot done, it was like, yep, that makes sense, and we've just been memeing as we go, so
Yeah,
might as well.
well, one of the first times DBS, one of the first races DBS ever did, when DBS was like brand new to the community, which you're still relatively new, but like
Mhm.
you were like really new, like you had just joined. You couldn't have been like maybe 2 or 3 weeks old.
Yeah.
You had joined a race that I was in, and we were in voice chat. And I remember at the end of it, you were just like, "Greg is just such a troll." I learned it from the best. My teammates taught me how to troll people in voice chat, and just
So
which I think Dang learned it from Caleb.
So I have to know, like, did you seriously believe, did you for a moment go, oh no, has BlizzHawk crashed again when I put that in chat?
I saw it after I.
Like, I was just trying to have a little bit of fun,
Yeah.
Like, what do you know? I even put the troll emote afterwards, so I was like, hey, I'm doing it for fun, man.
Yeah.
Seriously? Sorry.
Oh,
I forgot to cast Ruse again.
You gotta love that old carry too. You know you could use. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but you know you have heal 3 at level 2, right?
Oh yeah, but yeah, I got. Did I actually pick that up? Yeah. Yeah, but I got back road for like 700 on my white mage. So
You gotta love that.
yeah, I gotta Ruse it up.
Just walk it off. It's fine.
Yeah, should be good. Should be good. I've done enough. Like, hey, let's troll forward with our white wizard taking a nap. But
Well, I mean,
I want to finish this eventually.
what I was gonna say is, during my winning dive, I put my white wizard up front against Kraken too. And I casted the ruse twice on it, and then I was like, "So Greg, if you really want to gamble, you could do what I did." He's like, "Heck no."
That's a really good strategy, though. Like, taking advantage of that ruse cast.
Yeah.
I used.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say I used this a strat that someone actually brought up in chat during the last race, which was when we finally found the shop item, and I was super low on gold, just selling all of my equipment and then taking the buy and resetting out, which was something that I remember we hadn't thought of that until that moment. So
Yeah.
learn something new every run.
I was gonna say something about your run, DBS. Like, I felt like I had a hard time. Like, you were having just a rough go of it. Like, and you're significantly higher levels than I was. And yeah, this Topher is no fun. No fun for anybody.
Yeah.
And this encounters, I feel like I have this entire encounter table mapped out now in my head because I'd seen all of this. I'm like, all right, freaking white dragons, and then we're gonna get like an earth that you can run away from, and then we're gonna get fires that are unrunnable, and then we'll get waters. And
Sounds about right. We were reminiscing about our Duckling Week 1 seed and those where was it? The Fun Dead party pack that we had to endure.
Oh my gosh, I felt so bad. Like, how, that's the thing, that's the crazy part about, the randomizer and odds, right? So there's four alt bosses, and of every single seed that I saw with an alt boss existed, I think, 4 out of the 5 ended up being Fun Dead packs. And I was like, what is this? Why? Why do we keep seeing the freaking, the 2 Lich 2s and the Phantoms? They're the worst one.
Yeah.
The Fates just wanted to completely troll us newbies.
Oh, yeah. Oh. That was... Yeah. I'm speechless.
Yeah, I feel like the thing with FFR, if you don't have at least one seed that makes you this, if you don't play at least one seed that makes you question why you play the game, then you haven't played the game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's honestly seeds like this where we're we hit a wall at the beginning of the seed. We've had rough goes, but I don't think we've had anything that was this bad this early. We did have one bad run that we had to learn from. But that one was, hey, we need to find a trap tile. This one was, we've checked every trap tile. There is no trap tile. But yeah, now we've learned something from it. Check every single chest on the way down and the way back, because one of them might have a temper shirt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the temper shirt was by far the lifesaver of this entire seed. If that temper shirt hadn't been where it was, with that spike tile being where it was, I don't think we could. I can't imagine how you would have gotten levels.
No.
I mean, you need, even being able to equip the cat claw because of where the tail and Bahamut ended up landing. You're still not doing any damage to those fighters. And even though they rolled under 300 HP, you still need to kill them. And
Yep.
they had gaze, and they could paralyze your characters. They just
Well, and then on the way out, you get hit by the arachnids that had
with frickin'
Thunder.
thunder, or you got hit by the Gur ogre that had something, and then the werewolves had something. I think cremate or something. Like,
Torch.
yeah, that's crazy.
You guys sound like y'all are. You guys sound like y'all are listing off maladies on a hospital bed or something. Like, oh, how'd you get here? Oh, I got scorched. How'd you get here? Oh, I got
I got thundered.
Thundered.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I never ran into the arachnids or the Gur ogres, so
Yeah, I
No,
saw the
arachnids
arachnids
always
on
have
the
something
overworld.
terrible.
Oh my god, for sure. There are just certain enemy packs that always roll something. At least one undead pack will roll something. Arachnids, for whatever reason, I don't understand why, always roll something. Like,
yeah, what
just
was it, let's
arachnids,
see.
not spiders, but arachnids, the green ones. They always will roll something.
Wasn't it the you said you ran into a DVS? The images had nuke.
Yeah, the images had nuke.
They had nuke? Images had nuke? No way.
Images
Yeah.
or raids. One of the halves of that pack had nuke.
Yep.
Oh man.
oh, I'm glad I ran from them then.
Yeah.
I ran from everything too. Didn't really help me much.
Yeah, there were definitely some times where I was leaving the Matoyas cave entrance that had like the 4 stones and less than greater than, and then like one more up in Cardia. And then I was getting like first turn runaways and everything was going great. And then I ran into those unrunnable guards and I was like, no, I guess I'll be back for these 5.
That was too close.
Still not done.
Shut up, alright? I'm trying! I was trying to do a fancy little strat just for you. But if you're gonna be like that, I'm just gonna swing my little cat claw.
You can just swing your cat claw, man. I mean, I tried to be cheeky with my X-Fur, but Brad even afterwards, the Brad just wouldn't take.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have to say, like, for the last, what is it, like 30 minutes now? Every time I've said cat claw in chat, I cat claws. So, yeah. Rallying cry for Gilgamesh.
So yeah, we're doing Final Fantasy Randomizer stuff, right? Isn't that what's happening here?
Oh yeah, if you have fun watching this absolute train wreck, be sure to tune in on Friday for a possible double header of a train wreck.
Yeah, Friday afternoon. So yeah, this was a rematch of not rematch, but a redo of Game 1. Because Game 1 had a little bit of technical issues on Demon RHK's side. Totally fine. We made it work. We went on ahead and made a Game 1 out of today, and then we're going to do a sort of doubleheader on Friday. Race number 2 being at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and a potential race 3 being at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, same day, Friday. But yeah, the old oh hey, Hasbro 6615 saying hello to us. What's going on?
I will.
Hopefully you're enjoying the end of this seed here as DVS is trying to clear up this last little bit of this horrible Topher. This is bad. These
I'm waiting for Tia to actually have Death Touch, and we just haven't seen it yet. That's honestly what I'm waiting for now.
Yeah.
So I will go ahead. Sorry, I will step in and intercede. I just want to go ahead and looks like chat commands are not up, but I was going to say go ahead and follow all of our runners, Gregley Puff, Ding Wu, DVS, and Demon RHK, who have had the tenacity and the sheer stubbornness and will to put up with this crazy seed. So,
have none of the commands been working?
I just tried this one and it's giving me a big old womp. So,
yeah, same one I hear. All right, well, I'll go ahead and throw the old Discord in here anyway.
Hey!
You got through?
Yeah. Hey, don't sound
Shout out to you guys for calming and tracking too, and especially for Karan for rolling this disaster.
So I've only really been rolling seeds for probably about the last couple of weeks since I started being a friendly neighborhood gatekeeper. I may end up being the friendly neighborhood landfill before long because y'all will probably throw me out with the trash.
You know what? It just makes me appreciate them Danny seeds. Nice and simple, easy.
Exactly. We love people who roll trash seeds. I mean, once I become a gatekeeper, I plan on being the king of the most trash seeds, being as though I come from Trash Island, so.
We are going to Fog 2, Invis 2.
You got this, man. You still got some people.
Yeah, I've got 4 White Warriors. My White Mage
There
is
you go.
back
Got
row.
all 4 of them up.
Are you kidding me? Are you?
Calm down. You're on.
Calm down.
You're on.
Calm down.
You're
Hey.
actually
After
on
this, you're gonna
broadcast
get
now.
worms. Oh, okay, good. You're good. Ooh.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I know you're a couple seconds behind, but you'll understand that very, very shortly.
Yeah. Oh, does Chaos attack first? Chaos kind of hits hard. I'm just gonna throw that out there. And I think spoilers are kind of out the window at this point.
Yeah.
Chaos's melee was like an uninvis was like 500.
Yeah. I think I appreciate that Sporo fight for throwing that out there, letting us know that, yeah, sometimes folks just power through on a crap seed, and this was not a fun one. The early game was very hard. Spells were few and far between. The best weapon you could buy was a Cat Claw 4, which is fantastic, but ooh, you hate to see your White Mage go down like that.
Okay, so it just cut out. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're upset about. But yeah, and then once you got in the air, everything was totally fine until, of course, you decided to actually go into the last dungeon of the game, which is Topher. And yeah, it was rough. All the bosses suck. And that's just the better way to... There's no other better way to describe it. They were all terrible.
No.
But I like that Davis throwing out some Fog 2s, getting some Invis strats going on. Chaos still landing 3 hits, but luckily didn't one-shot the knight the way that he did my knight way so long ago. Nuke strats coming out. You gotta like to see it. You should be fine.
Don't curse me. Don't.
Did you put fast out though? Okay,
What's fasted? What's fasted?
Luckily, it's fine. You got Lit 2 coming out doing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, well.
Nuke coming out, low rolling.
Wasn't doing anything, so, Oh, shoot, that's the other Lit 2. You know what comes next?
That would be the.
Fast.
It comes out after the fast, right?
Yeah. Let's not give too many spoilers away for the 35.
Sorry. Can't contain it. Oh,
That comes out completely ineffective.
Don't.
But we got more Brack strats happening.
One champ.
Coming out. Dark. Oh my gosh, Dark status lands on the Black Mage. Your White Mage is down. You don't have Lamp strats. We got one more Hail Mary Brack coming out. Ineffective. Oh my gosh, more Brack strats. 8 hits for 766. What? More ink coming out. This is insane. One more Brack coming out. Ineffective. Switching to Lock 2 strats. More attacks coming out. We are lowering that evade as Lit 2 comes out. We know a Cure Force coming up at some point. 11 hit for 66.
Boy. We need that Brack.
We need that Brack. We got 5.
We need that
We got 6 of them. Is the Brack gonna land?
We knew. What? At 3 hours and your grandmama's still alive. That's Brack's chaos to pieces.
That's right. So,
Unbelievable.
Wow, GG.
unbelievable. With the old 366, if only Shadowed Flames with the GG broken into pieces. You never see Chaos getting broken into pieces without at least an expert coming out. But that is awesome strats right there. You gotta love to see it.
You gotta be creative sometimes.
Yeah, man. And unfortunately, I'm sure Falconic's asleep because it's well, I think it's 12 his time, but it doesn't matter. It's 1:24 in the morning. in the old Eastern time, and I'm assuming he's asleep by now. But yeah, he would have lost his mind over that brack.
Oh, yeah.
my God.
That's that's 2 fiend fights and a chaos that we got to see in the brack.
Yeah. Too bad they weren't all in a row. That would have been nice. But
Oh my
at
god.
least we saw them. At least we saw them.
That bracket is too strong.
So, real quick, huge shout out to you guys for coming to the Upstarts, Gregory Puff and Dangwoo, for showing us how veterans can handle a really difficult seed. And for all of you out there in speed gaming who stuck around, had some fun with us, watching me finish that, and watch me have some horrible luck. So, somehow I hope you enjoyed this and enjoyed spending some time with us tonight. Oh, and thank you for Demon as well, my partner in crime, who finished probably like a half an hour ago.
Well, yeah, thank you guys for racing, and it was quite the show. I can say that. Topher really sort of stole the show from pretty much everybody else.
Well, I know it's late on y'all guys' side of the world, so we'll probably get this wrapped up pretty soon. So I will usher any final thoughts. How y'all feeling for game 2 or game 3, depending on how you look at it. But game 2, how's y'all feeling? Final thoughts, etc., etc.
I mean, can we just have anything that does damage? I'll settle for the level 1 spells again. Just anything that does damage at level 1, please.
I mean, we can give you that level 1 fire, but then, level 2, level 3, level 4 are all going to be crusty. So are you going to take that?
They already were!
Anything's got to be better than the spells we got in this game.
I gotta say though, confuse strats, those are fun. I had no idea how much fun I could have with confuse.
I was hoping one of y'all actually confused Carrie, but
I did. I told you did.
Oh, you did? You did?
Yeah, I think I did. Demon, I think I did that, right?
Yeah, you confused Carrie. By the time I got to her, I just smacked her in the face with a cat claw for like 1,000 damage.
But yeah, like looking back on it, we've been talking about how we're pretty fast, and the one thing that Greg and Dang have over us is tons of experience with the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this seed in particular absolutely showed, two runners who have played a lot of this game and have seen a lot of horrible seeds. And I'm super excited for game 2. I think it's going to be. I hope it's going to be closer than this one, and I hope you guys stick around and check that out on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say the same thing. I mean, I'm just excited that we were able to do this. I hate that we made it to the rematch of game 1 on those unfortunate circumstances for Demon RHK. And I'm just super excited to be part of this co-op thing. I'm happy that Speed Gaming 2 had us here to do our thing. I'm glad that Duchess of Kaiosama and of course Karant were here to calm this whole thing, and of course to our opponents Davis or DVS and Demon RHK for being there with that awesome team name of Gilgamesh. I thought that was a lot of fun. That was probably one of the trolliest seeds I've seen in a long time, and I'm glad we were able to get through it. Dangler, what you got for us? Is he still here?
GG's. Hope you all enjoyed it. More fun on Friday. For once, I didn't hold down the team, so hooray for that. And thanks for everybody, the comms team, the fans out there, the millions and the millions of fans. All right, honestly, though, you guys are awesome.
Well, we definitely appreciate all of you guys being out tonight, and as we open up the morning for much of us in the U.S., thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for running. Thank Shadow Flames for tracking and keeping us on point tonight, and for Speed Gaming for letting us hang on to one of their channels. Maybe a little bit longer than advertised, but it was still all sorts of fun. So thank you guys for coming out. We look forward to the games on Friday, and I hope all of y'all have a great night.